Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk. Today, we are back in the wonderful world of Guild Wars 2. There's a bunch of people doing JoJo poses here. Shoot, hold on, what was that thing? Was it slash pose cover? Ah, there we go. There we go. Perfect. What is that one? Pose high, I think? Slash pose high. These are my bodyguards, chat. I'm on my way to the club. They're gonna make sure nobody messes with me. Yes. The friggin' pillar, man. That's a nice distraction. Alright, well, anyway, we are back for Guild Wars Tuesday. We are currently on the NA servers. We were on the EU this morning. We are here, and we have got some very lovely giveaways
I got
for you guys
affiliate
tonight.
today. Wahoo! Calzone.
Wahoo Calzone. Hello, Sherlock. Congrats on affiliate. Congratulations. Thank you for the resub. Welcome back. I need that pose tone. It comes with a few different poses. There's, what is it? There's pose cover. And then there's slash pose high. And then there's slash pose low. What is that? I think there's another... Oh, twist. Slash pose twist. There we go. Yeah, so it comes with those four. Basically JoJo poses. Ask Muck why you aren't lead mod. Wait, what? Why would Smashy be lead mod? I don't. Why would Smashy be lead mod? I ask you. Homestead. Not me. Look at him. He's panicking already. He can't handle that pressure. Asura look extra arrogant with those poses. There's one that's hold on a sec. Slash heroic. Boom. Asura are the only race that can dab on you. Each race does something different when you do slash heroic, and Asura's dab on you. Wow, just wow. You love it. You love it. Another reason to remove Asura from the game. Wow. I don't know. I'm sure elementalists, all elementalists and warriors will get hit by the splash damage. You know how the patch notes are. They'll be like, we removed Asuras from the game, and also we nerfed warriors and Ellies just in case. They really need to give us an emote UI element so we could set like 4 emotes to the keybinds or buttons somewhere. I mean, I'm fine with it either way. I think there is some, is it slash emote? Slash emotes? Slash emote list? Ah, there we go. Slash emote list shows a list of all the emotes and which ones you've got, I believe. Yeah. Slash emote list, all one word. I don't think Muck has given anyone lead mod then. Yeah, I have mods. I don't think I've ever had a lead mod. I would say the closest thing to a lead mod was probably Casual Geeky Girl back when she was active. That was back in the old days, like the 80s or something. Like back when Flute was nice and then Cass trained her and somehow she became corrupted. I don't really know what happened there. Sugar, spice, and everything nice, but they accidentally added an extra secret ingredient. Rage. That's just rage. Flute was nice. Yeah, like, if you go back to the old VODs of us, like, raiding with her and stuff, man, she was polite and everything. Then Professor Tyria accidentally added a new ingredient. They added yeast. It was yeast. She was definitely more mad that night. There was definitely some anger welling up, for sure. I believe there's a Blish add-on for that. What, for the emote thing? I don't know. There's like 75 add-ons in Blish, and I've made quite a few guides. What are we doing right now? Farming guild halls. I do this once a day, just takes a couple minutes, and earns me a lot of money. That's guild hall number 2, and now I'm off to number 3. I got a hatch chili node for my homestead instance today for 2-ish gold. Nice. Yeah, hatch chilies are... They are a... material, like it's a currency, that for most of the time that they've been in Guild Wars, they were basically worthless. There was no way to turn them into money. However, I think it was in SotO, they added a merchant where you could trade them for some coin. And by that time, though, there was already just like thousands of those nodes on the TP. So getting one of those nodes is pretty cheap compared to just about any other node in the game. Chula says, is this game free? What's up, Chula? There is a free-to-play model. Basically, you know, the game has a few expansions, and the base game, like the game as it was when it launched, is free to jump into. Hang on a second. Let me do. That right there is a download link if you want it. And it does not have a monthly subscription like WoW, if that's what you're asking. They do charge for expansions, but there are frequently sales, and you can play the game for hundreds of hours before you decide if an expansion is right for you. Could be wrong, but I remember seeing an add-on to like an emote wheel or something like that. In Blish? Let me see. Emote. Blish HUD module for UI-assisted emotes. And also Emote Tome provides a graphical interface for emotes. So I guess there's 2. I've never used either of those, but I guess there's 2 in there related to emotes. What's the add-on you have when you change zones? If you mean the text that comes up in the middle of the screen, that's called Regions of Tyria. If you do exclamation ROT in the chat, it'll pull up a guide on it if you want it. Is it possible my ad blocker didn't let through the cookies in the Guild Wars 2 shop referral link? It's possible. I can't say whether or not that happened, but is it possible? Sure. I appreciate you trying either way. Yeah, I am very appreciative of them giving me a referral link. However, like, could it be better? Yeah. If it was like just use code Mukluk at checkout, a lot of people would get, you know, a reliable way of finding out whether or not it worked. And because I get this question from time to time, but that's just not how they have it set up. You can farm more than one guild. As long as they have different levels of an upgrade called Synthesis Output. Synthesis Output starts at level 0, so you could be in a guild that has level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, and you could farm up to 5 per day. So if you can manage to get in guilds that have that upgrade at different levels, it is quite profitable. You get to farm them all. What the heck? My bullet went right through that thing. My bullet. Ah! Wrong button. Just yeet my guy off a cliff. Not what I meant to do. Hello all. Hi, Matt. Okay, and this one next. Boop, boop. Alright. Just did Vision 1, a wonderful feeling. Nice, congratulations. Congrats, congrats. I just bought VOE through it. Hope you got something for that. Appreciate you, Sergeant. Yeah, I can't verify whether I did or didn't, but I appreciate you trying. Evening, Mucka Chat. Hi, Loris. Alright, that one's done. So far to go for Vision, the masteries you need to do for each zone are UG. They're UG? Okay. Let's see, I decided to take a break from Guild Wars 2 today. Don't know why, even just wanted a break. Oh, that's fine. Guild Wars 2 is a game that respects your time. If you come back to it later on, you'll be right where you left off. You will not have fallen behind or anything like that. What would you do first, Legendary Rune or Sigils? I mean, to really appreciate having Legendary Runes, you kind of need 6 of them. To really appreciate having Legendary Sigils, you need 4. Like, yeah, you can get up to 8 to cover underwater weapons as well, but 4 covers land stuff, so that's usually when you're just like, you can notice it. I would say, is there ever a time when you are wanting to use like a specific rune or sigil and you don't own it, and you're like, oh man, I need to go do this dungeon to get this rune or something, like, you know, Runes of the Monk or something like that? Because if that's ever a situation, then maybe go for that. Runes and sigils aren't worth it. They are if you've already done everything else. They're absolutely worth it if you've already got, like, armor and weapons. If you don't have armor and weapons, I'd do those first. Spooky game for New Year's? I don't have a spooky game for New Year's. We just played a haunted house game for like a week. What do you mean? Are you not spooked enough, Blue? Never? Never. Okay. Become an indie horror streamer? I mean, we played like 30 horror games, a lot of them indie, during Halloween. During Mucktober. Got a lot of them done. I do need to decide on a new evening game by tomorrow night, since we just finished the, that's the last one. Since we just finished the Deck of Haunts game, and we started Metro Exodus in the morning. So I'll need to find a new evening thing. I got a few ideas, but haven't settled on one yet. Let me introduce you to the slop horror games on itch.io. I could easily find hundreds of slop. I don't want to play slop. You ever play the Avatar game? I don't think so. Avatar like blue people or Avatar like airbenders? Or something else entirely? Blue people. No, I have not. Alright, we put a ton of stuff on the TP this morning. Let's go check. 161 gold. I am back over 7k. Let's see. Eldritch says, what's your favorite Warhammer 40k faction? Alright, so to be clear, I've never played Warhammer, like, tabletop, right? I've just played a lot of video games related to Warhammer 40k. But if I had to pick a faction based on what I know, maybe the Adeptus Mechanicus? They seem really cool. Lizardmen? Lizardman is not 40k. Lizardman is Warhammer Fantasy. I mean, there's kind of lizard people with like the Gene Stealer cult, but I mean that's not really the same thing. Salamanders? Well, okay, the that's like saying the Miami Dolphins are actual fish, right? The salamanders is the name of a group. They're not actual lizards. Tyranids? Yeah, okay, Tyranids are kind of cool, but I've not played many games with the Tyranids. And when I did play it, like for example, Space Marine 2, you're just shooting at the Tyranids. So I don't know a lot about the Tyranids, but I know the Zerg were based on them, and I loved playing the Zerg in StarCraft, so I might like the Tyranids. I'm new. What's the first legendary I should rush? Hang on a sec. So first of all, if you're brand new, getting a full set of Ascended gear is faster than getting a single legendary. If you've already got Ascended gear, I just put a link in your chat that has all the legendary guides in the game. This one right here, Acacia Legendary Gloves, this is the easiest one in the game to get. If you've got the Living World Seasons, the second easiest one is this one. The free legendary. The Prismatic Champions Regalia. So the gloves and then the Regalia are the first two I would recommend. Let's see. Rogue Trader has the snake guy or something. I saw a news post. Rogue Trader, one of the DLCs, deals with a Gene Stealer cult. Which are like... How do I even explain the Gene Stealer cult? Because I don't fully understand. I think it's like people that have Tyranid DNA. And so they believe that they're a cult and they're preparing for the coming of the Emperor, but they see the Tyranids as like the Emperor. And, you know, as like they have kids and they have kids and they have kids, like after a bunch of generations, they can blend in with human society and just like mess it up from the inside. But then when the Tyranids do finally come and they help undermine Earth's defenses to feed people to the Tyranids just eat them last. and like right as they're about to die, they turn off the mind control so the people realize everything they've done. It's pretty messed up. I'm glad your voice is better, though I do miss AS Muckar. Sorry about that. Did I just buy every first book from Grandmaster Craftsman Hobbs? Yes. Do I lack the time, gold, and resources to complete this in a timely manner? Also, yes. Yeah, he's got a lot of books. He has a lot of books. Alright. Obsidian armor is fairly easy. Obsidian armor? Yeah, obsidian armor can be soloed. You could just solo grind for that on your own time. But, you know, it does take you, like, focusing on that to work on it. For example, like, in terms of man hours, the armor from raiding takes less hours, but you have to be doing group content, which some people may or may not be okay with. There's a Malice from Rogue Trader was a lizard snake guy. Hold on, Rogue Trader. I need a reminder. Was that guy... Who was Malice? Oh my god, this is so slow. One sec. Bring Malice the Commissar's head. Oh, that guy. I mean, that was like a single alien entity that you run into in Komarog. Like, you're in like a pocket dimension with a bunch of people there from different worlds and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, so there was one snake guy. But it's not like you encounter his whole race or anything. Muck, what's your best way to obtain obsidian shards in your opinion? The only way I mean, the main way I know of to like rush them if you need a bunch is there's a merchant that shows up in ore after you have done a certain event chain, and they sell Obsidian shards for karma. But otherwise, you just kind of get them over time while playing. Like, hold on, let me see. What do I have? Okay, so without trying, I currently have 1,800 that have just come to me over time while playing the game. But if you're just trying to get a bunch right now, no karma more. All right, I would recommend you go to the Obsidian Shard wiki page, which will list all the ways you can get it, and just skim the list and look for something that works for you. If you have all of the Living World DLC, especially Living World 3 and 4, is a good stopgap for Ascended Shrinks backpacks. Can you buy them in Org Basin? You get a lot of Heroium if you do Octo. World v World gives some. Best way is World v World. Go there once a week, accumulate a bunch of them. Let's see. Catching up on the chat. Daily Gobblers can have them too, though that's a toss-up. Yeah, I mean, that's just going to be like, there's a chance of that being there. Why does the little guy have a beard? Because you don't. So I had a beard. In some of my old clips, I'm in a beard. But my wife was done with it. She loved it at range. She hated it in melee. And they say, happy wife, happy life. So I was like, all right, I'll shave it for now. So I'm back to smooth skin. Yeah, we did sport one for a time. Beard Muck was smexy. Thanks. How do you rate 2025 for Guild Wars 2 compared to last year? So we're comparing VOE to Janthier. Janthier's story... Okay, writing is really important to me, and the Janthier story to me was eh. Like, we fought the rock people, then we fought them again, then we fought them again, then we fought them again, then it was over. And like, yeah, it was like Lowland Shore is really pretty, it's a gorgeous zone, but, you know, I'm more about the action. So right now, I like early VOE more than I liked early Janthier. My wife prefers the beard, but I hate maintaining it. Smooth as an android's bottom head data. Will Riker. Bearded Muck was the best Muck? Wow. Your wife isn't a fan of Thorns builds? No. It was super effective. Hey Muck, how are you and your family? We're good, Toki. We're good. How you doing? He stole your beard? Oh, my beard didn't look like that. Mine did not look like that one. Let's see if anyone's doing this. Muck, is there a way to subscribe to your channel for a year and not monthly renewals? On Twitch? Yeah. Yeah, when you do a sub on Twitch, you can choose how many months you do it for. My side of the interface looks a little different than yours, so I can't describe the button-by-button pressing. But I do know that you can do that. Because I occasionally will have people who will sub for, like, you know, 3 months at a time or something. Let's see, is anyone doing this? I'd probably change to Quick Untamed for now. Looks like 6 month subs are the only thing available. I usually do 6 months because it saves $1 a month. You could do 1, 3, or 6 months at a time. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I guess you do 6 months as most. Sorry. Have you replayed SotO straight through without waiting months on end? What are your thoughts? SotO? I mean, I played SotO like when it came out. Okay, yeah, what are my thoughts on it? Like, I wasn't really a fan of the writing. I'm trying to remember it all in my head. Okay, so first, demons are bad. And there's a secret society fighting demons. Okay. Then we got to go fight the demons. All right, I'm down to fight the demons. We go in there, and then there's a group of demons that are like, that are trying to be like friends with us. I'm like, oh, okay, well they're demons. They're gonna betray us. And people are like, no, we can't trust them. Demons eat people. And then the good demons are like, well, I mean, we could just not eat people. And we're like, you can just choose not to eat people. And they're like, yeah, we'll just be hungry. It's fine though. And we're like, okay. And you know, they've been like at war with the wizards like a million years, but they're like, yeah, okay, we'll stop. All right. And then like there was this awesome boss, and then we kill him. And then there was another boss, and I barely even had time to learn his name, and then we kill him.
Prime again. Have some Bezos bucks.
And then the good demons win, and then we're like, okay, are they going to betray us? They're like, no, we promise, we won't eat people, we promise. We're like, okay, bye. And we leave them. And then they throw a party at the end. And despite the fact that they've been at war for thousands of years, and they just had one day of peace, the wizards let their children go to a pool party with the demons. All of that actually happens. So yeah, I was not a fan of the like friggin' someone betray somebody. Like I was not a fan of the writing in SotO. Like pretty much everything after Ceres, I was like, huh? But up until Ceres, I was down for it. I was there for it. SotO, yes, in terms of features, SotO is my favorite expansion. The expanded weapon proficiency and the weapon master specialization and the obsidian armor and the new way of getting the sky scale, like, in terms of features, I think SotO is my favorite one. In terms of writing, I wasn't an enjoyer of the SotO writing. They talk so slow also. Well, you're thinking of the Janthier Bears, I think. I remember, dude, there's one part of SotO I remember, and I don't remember what chapter it was, when the guy's like, yo, we're going to have a war. And we go there, and it's like me and one other guy. And we fight like 3 or 4 people. And he's like, we've broken their front lines. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, this isn't a war. This is us just hold hands and pray.
6 months
we're just skipping into Mordor.
Less than 3.
Like, what do you mean? A war? I never liked the aesthetics of the demons of the zone. That ruined it. Oh yeah, the zone. Yeah, the zone. They successfully made it look like depression. Yeah, I don't go back there other than a character that I have parked at a chest there. Like I think I did this meta twice. Yeah, the zone very much conveys not having fun. Got to use your imagination. That's the thing though. Is it's like. What, okay, like, for example, in that, if they were like, okay, Muck, you're such a smart guy, how would you fix this scene? Add, like, 50 more NPCs into that scene. They could be fighting each other, right? Like, anyone who's finished Expedition 33, remember the section near the end where you see good guys fighting bad guys? Like, you can't join in, but it's all around you. There's your allies fighting against your enemies, and there's clashes everywhere, and it feels like you're running through a war zone. Right, like that. Like do that. Like just have a bunch of friendly NPCs that are clashing against enemy NPCs in pockets all around that map. Like they don't have to be like, 50 of them to lag your computer or anything, but just like pockets of fighting all over the place and you're running past it. And then, just play some epic music and that's it. Boom. Like just, but not, you and one other dude and he's like, flank them. And it's like, what do you mean flank them? There's 2 of us. And then, we're fighting 3 people, and then be like, oh, the war. I'm like, okay, Grandpa. Like, how many achievement points do you have? Not a lot. I don't really try to get achievements in this game, but I have 27k. The people that try to get achievements are usually like 30, 40, 50. Spoilers, man, stop. Spoilers? Okay, sorry, now you know there's a war. And the pool party, you know about the pool party. I've ruined it. Absolutely ruined it. You might as well refund it at this point. You said they were bad guys? Oh no, I told him about the bad guys. Pool party was crucial story beat. Alright. Pity this guy. Dude, how many of these people are gonna stand in these things? I guess I should have been on Druid. I didn't know I'd be rezzing every 3 seconds. Hey, as a new player, which 2 crafting props would you recommend when playing 2x? What's up, Domwin? Welcome. It depends on your class. Like, if it were me, I would say get the armor making thing for your profession. So, like, if you're a light armor, get tailoring. If you're heavy, get armor crafting. If you're medium, get leatherworking. And then your choice of a weapon thing. So, you know, like huntsman or weaponsmithing or artificing, you know, like something that makes a weapon you use. Mike, what support class do you think could pump out the most HPS and would be a viable wanted Muck? Alright, so first of all, the highest possible HPS is not needed in mini fights. But the one that does, hold on a sec, we're gonna do a mass res right here. 5-man res. Alright, so most possible HPS. What do you guys think? I'm thinking maybe Tempest? Druid maybe second to that? But the thing is like, there is almost no fights in the game that hit hard enough to warrant we need that healer because it does more HPS than that healer, you know? It's like, usually it's just we need a healer that has a reflect bubble, or we need a healer that has stability, or we need a healer that has Aegis. It's not usually we need a healer that can do 11k HPS, 10k is not enough. That's like never a thing in this game. It's usually about the features. Like, for example, the Bone Skinner is a strike mission boss that's puggable, and it's very simple. The damage is very high, but you can just step left to get out of everything he does. So it's like, you know, for the new player's description is step left or die. And the HPS required on that can be quite high, but it's because the community does it wrong. And if they were doing it correctly, it would do way less damage. The community has decided we're not going to do it that way. However, like, the Bone Skinner is like an easily puggable thing, and the raid bosses, like every single raid boss does less damage than that easily puggable fight. Because just that's how the community chooses to do it. Like, if you go do Doom or Kadim or something like that, way less healing required, but a lot more mechanics going on. What up, Mug? Been watching your videos to get my legis? Nice. I hope they helped. I thought Written Paragon were high HPS. Yeah, I don't know. They might have pulled ahead. Both of those are, you know, new. Both of those are brand new classes, so if they've pulled ahead of Tempest, then maybe I just didn't know. I won't fight you on that. Greer is quite a bit ahead of us right now. Doesn't help that we've got some people standing in every single red circle. There goes another one. Five-man res over there. You being top DPS on Boon obtained as criminal. I've said it before, one person who has a practice rotate, even if they're not playing a top build, but if they've practiced a rotation, they're gonna do more damage than most other people that haven't practiced. I've also stopped to res people a bunch of times. CC time. So many CC bars. AoE res there. No? Did it get interrupted? I think when the game forcibly mounted me on my Warclaw there, it interrupted the animation. Looks like you're spamming stuff off cooldown on my end. No. Unleash pet, unleash self, weapon swap. No, sorry, unleash pet, unleash self, ambush, weapon swap, ambush. 4253 maces, reset cooldown 4235. Unleash pet, unleash self, ambush, weapon swap, ambush, and 423 on hammer. And then use hammer 5 during the next time we unleash the pet. No, there's a... It is not just off cooldown. I also have 2 abilities that give me 1 second of stability, and I'm lining them up with when the boss does her big hits so that I don't get sent flying. Hey, we res that pile. Got him. But I get it, though. When I watch a Snowcrow's video, if I'm, like, trying to learn a new build, and I watch a video of someone else playing the build I'm trying to learn, it always just looks like they're rolling their head on the keyboard to me. So, I get it. Octovine after? If it lines up. Get out of that. They did not get out of that. Gotcha. Can you still double loot, or did they fix that? If you mean like loot Decima and loot Greer, no, you cannot. Crazy how long this fight is? After doing the Starlit Wield meta, I don't think this one feels that long. Slash map, GG. What double loot? So this boss fight, there's actually a boss here and another one here. And they have to die at the same time. So you've got a bunch of people here split in half. Half at one boss and half at the other. They both drop treasure chests. When it first came out, you could loot all of the chests at one boss, run to the other, and loot the other one as well. But that wasn't what they intended, so they changed it to where you could only loot the ones at the one that you were there when it died. So you can't. So even if I run across the zone, I can't loot the other one. Yeah, I could do Octovine. Let us have all the loot, ain't it? This was before my time in the game, but for a while there was a thing at Octovine. So Octovine, after you beat it, you can go through a treasure room in Terrir, and there's like 25 or 30 treasure chests, and you can open all of them. Back when it came out, there was a bunch of people that would like hop maps. So they would loot all the chests, and then swap to a different map where they had just done Octovine also, and loot all those chests, and then character swap and loot all those chests again. And basically just like until the zone reset for like 15-20 minutes, they were just non-stop opening chests, either on different layers of the map or on different characters. And they... Dude, that name gave me friggin' stun IRL. Machoke me pappy. 23Q. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get into Machoke's map. Nice to meet a Pokemon fan, though. Let's see. South 117. No, 117 is full. Minus 117. 104. All right. How do you loot big middle chest? I have the auto loot mastery, so it just grabbed it automatically. First 3 Blish HUD features to try for a vet player. There are 2 that I use daily. One is the Mounts and More add-on. So I hold down X, Here's all my mounts. Mouse over the one I want and release X. So all of my mounts are on a single button. So I've also got my homestead door there, right here. So I can do that. So this is, I couldn't live without this at this point. So I use mounts and more daily and event table. I use both of those daily. Those are very helpful. First time I ever did Octavine, I teleported between all 4 doorway events, got all 4 achievements, so good. Nice. If you do the convergence in SotO, do you get a buff if you don't have a motivation doing rifts? Or does it only apply to motives? I don't know. I don't know the exact buff you're talking about. I do Drakkar and Bavanisos after this, lines up pretty well. Item search modules nice too. Blish pathing is great for 100% map comp and SotO lantern runs. Yeah, I've used pathing a few times in the past, but it's not something I use daily. But yeah, it's solid depending on what you're doing. Pathing for daily farm stuff like mirrors or orphan farm. If you do those daily, yeah. You get a buff for 6 hours for Rift Mastery, which doubles essences. Gotcha. What are you waiting on? There is a meta event that starts here. This city is going to get attacked by Cthulhu, and giant, like, vines are going to grow over the 4 doors, north, south, east, and west. And the attack starts in 2 minutes, and then we start, like, breaking back into the city and freeing it. And it pays really well. You get, like, there's, like, 25 or 30 treasure chests spawned for you to open and loot after you're successful. And it happens every 2 hours. And this is a rare meta where you can, like, do it multiple times in a day and get most of the rewards every time. Most metas, you do it and then you're not going to get much rewards until the next day in this, the daily reset. But Octavine, you can do every 2 hours, and as long as you participate, you get most of the loot each time. Is Arc DPS integrated into Blish? No. Blish HUD is an overlay. Arc DPS is a add-on. And there's an important distinction there. And so I've been told by the programming nerds that it is not possible for Arc to be installed via Blish. I believe you can install Arc on its own, or with the add-on manager, which is a bit dated but still works, or with Nexus, which I don't have any experience with. But I have heard good things about it. Will the devs ever do their own version of Arc? Will the devs ever do their own, like, damage meter? The closest thing to it in-game is if you go into the testing room in Lion's Arch, the Special Ops training room, and you beat on the golem in there, every 25% of the golem's health, it will report your DPS up until that moment. So that's the only way I know of in-game to do DPS checks. Do you have add-on guides or something? If you do exclamation add-ons, it'll pull up a web page of mine that has guides for every add-on that I have made a guide for. There's a bunch of them there. And you can just browse them, and if you see any you like, there's instructions on how to set it up. Oh, I should have brought a stun break. Oh, you freaking frogs. You evil, evil frogs.
Shout out to Cezon.
Hi, Cezon.
Hey, look, it's the Tree of Birds.
Hi, Tree of Birds.
For the Emperor!
Hi, Emperor. I jumped the gun there. I thought it was time. Now it's time. Nexus has a weird privacy policy. I talked to Delta about it. He said the policy's outdated, but didn't change it, so I don't know. Okay. When you say Delta, do you mean the guy that makes, Arc? His name's Delta, right? Wow, that was a fast burn, dude. All four of them. Muck has guides on everything. He even has guides on guides. I do have guides on guides. There's another Delta that makes Nexus. Oh, okay. I don't know him. I have had one interaction with the guy that made Nexus. And he messages me one day, and he's like, "Hey, Muck, I'm sorry to bother you." And I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "We've never spoken before. I'm one of the guys that works on Nexus." And I'm like, "Okay, what's up? Yeah, I've never messed with your thing, but I've heard good stuff." And he goes, "Well, I had a whole slew of people leave my Discord yesterday. When I was trying to figure out what was going on, people said that you said, like, our product bad." And I'm like, "I never said that." And he's like, I don't know what happened. That's what they said. And I was like, "We talked about your thing yesterday." And I said, one time when I tried it out, it set off like an antivirus on my computer, which could have been a false positive, and it made me leery. That's all I said. Like, and that is the truth. And he goes and looks at the VOD, and he's like, "Okay, they lied to me." I was like, I did not just say, like, Nexus bad, Nexus trying to steal my cookies or anything like that. I just said, like, oh, my Windows antivirus doesn't like this or something like that. I was like, here's the VOD. You're welcome to look at it. I'm sorry a bunch of people left your Discord. Clip it? Yeah. Typical internet thing. Take something I say out of context and run with it. Muck, are there reward track potions for World v World? There were in the past. I don't think you can get them anymore. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I have... Hold on, I'm going into my bank. Yeah, so right here. Here's a bunch of World v World reward track potions. But I don't think you can get these anymore. So I've got some from before they removed them from dropping. So I can abuse a couple more reward tracks, but I don't think they drop now. You can purchase them, but they'll auto-consume. Telling people don't lie on the internet? Dude, that kind of happened today. So on, was it Twitter? Sorry, Xeet, whatever. Someone was like, hey, remember that time? And this is a quote, okay? The guy goes, remember that time that Mighty Teapot and Nike tried to drag Muck's reputation into the dumpster, and then they never got any kickback from that? Isn't that crazy? Or something like that. I was like, what? And I assume he was talking about a different person that tried to that was like, you know, making a bunch of mean videos about me and stuff like that, but it wasn't Teapot. And like, I would have normally ignored this, but I didn't want this guy like putting on blast and like blaming Teapot for something he didn't do. So I replied and I was like, hey, I don't really want to dredge this up again, but FYI, Teapot wasn't involved in that at all. You know, credit where it's due. And I just said it was another individual, because I didn't want to throw, like, another lit match, you know? I was like, that was somebody else. And Teapot DMs me, and he goes, I would ignore that guy. He's freaking weird. And I was like, what? Oh, okay, I guess you've had interactions with this dude before? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Yes, Phoenix, it was. But yeah, like, I was... I guess white knighting for Teapot. I'm like, hey, don't blame him for that. That had nothing to do with it. But Teapot's like, just don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. I'm like, okay. Yeah, all right. I don't know what interactions they've had in the past, but all right. Teapot was the mastermind. I mean, that's completely possible. I mean, it could have even been Laura. I mean, maybe Laura was the mastermind, just operating people behind the scenes with her puppet strings. I have no idea. But based on what I do know, he wasn't involved. Could have been Muck. I'm my own grandpa. All I know is that Muck and Teapot both agree that Nexus gives you a virus. Oh, wow. Dude, throwback to that one guy started, like, telling people on Reddit that me and Teapot were, like, fighting. And he made that, 3D... Hold on a sec. Okay, I found it. And he made that, AI art image. And it made Teapot look like he was stealing my youth. Have you guys seen this? Dude, this guy is such a fangirl. He generates so much AI art of us. It's like creepy. But this was one that I took a screenshot of. And I went to Teapot. I was like, have you seen this? And he just laughed. Like, we don't talk much, but when we do, it's usually us like laughing at someone else who's like, oh yeah, they hate each other. And I'm like, hey, I found out today I hate you. And he's like, oh great. You look like David Tennant. Yeah, I know. David Tennant. David Tennant is me in the future. Let's see. Streamers conspire to make fun of viewers? I make fun of viewers all the time. Yesterday, we died in Riftbreaker solely because Flute went AFK because a new sofa was delivered or some crap. Then we died because she had a pizza on the oven that she was burning. Then we died because Nog had to take a work call. All I know is it wasn't my fault ever. It's crazy. Deserved? Obviously. Muck is the 16th Doctor? Oh gosh, is that what never... Back, the last time I watched Doctor Who, they had just introduced the 13th. And I was like caught up until that point, and then I kind of like forgot about the show. And then the next time I like looked into the show and I thought about watching it again, it was in the middle of the whatever number Doctor the lady was. And it was like very, very like girl power. And I watched like a preview for an episode and I'm like, I'm not the target audience anymore. And I just didn't get back into it. But yeah, it was like right when the 13th, which was like the old man, was introduced. That was the last time I saw it. Mukluk Gold? Yeah. Reward track for PvP takes the same amount of time as in World v World. I don't know. Chat, help me out. I don't watch that usually. I'm not sure. I know a World v World reward track with boosters, you could get it done in like a day if you're like playing on a Saturday. But PvP by comparison, I don't know. You mean when Doctor Who became politically correct? I honestly can't say. Like I said, I saw just like a preview for like, you know, next episode of Doctor Who, and it was, like I said, it was just like, it had major girl power vibes, and I was like, eh. And then I didn't watch it. That's it. And I think that's representative of the common consumer, right? You watch a preview for a show, and if it just makes you go, eh, then that's it. That show's in trouble. You're supposed to get people hype, not get them eh. Okay. Speaking of bullying my viewers, I actually got a mail yesterday that said, more for the giveaway vaults for anyone but Charmon. And it was Ectos. And I sent them a thank you and an LOL. If you have the Sky Scale and done all the POF, is there any difference in using the Raptor versus Jackal versus Warclaw? If you haven't done Janthier yet, I think the Raptor would be my usual. If you've got the Janthier Masteries, then I think the Warclaw is better for day-to-day use than Raptor, in my opinion. Jackal has some weird strengths to it. Let me give you an example. When you are teleporting forward with the Jackal, it does a set distance, whether you go uphill or downhill. If you're on a Raptor and you leap forward, you go further downhill than you would uphill, because you just slam into the wall. So that means that the Jackal is possibly the fastest mount at going uphill if you're teleporting forward rapidly. There's a random fact for you. But once you've got the Janthier Masteries and your Warclaw can just like, you know, quad jump through the sky, it's really, really nice. I made 30 gold today thanks to your gold making guides. Nice. I'm glad I helped. I cleaned up my bags earlier and I've made 160 gold so far from the selling stuff on the trading post. See, a giveaway. After 1 year of thinking, I've decided to sell the Meteor Logicus for 2K. It now finances my Orax Aurora ring and Obsidian armor. Thanks again for giveaways. You're welcome. Muck, how's the newest Metro game been? I'm like 100 minutes in. So the other day we finished Deck of Haunts, and we had some extra time in the stream, so I started Metro Exodus. So I'm pretty early into it. My wife is amused that, my Russian wife named Anna IRL is amused that in Metro Exodus I have a Russian wife named Anna. So that gives her a chuckle. But beyond that, I'm not very far. So tomorrow morning will be the first like full stream of Metro Exodus, and we'll see how it goes. Honestly, so far, my opinion of the Metro series is like, it's fine. I'm glad someone else paid for it. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it was gifted to me, and it's like, okay, well, it's like 8 hours long. That's like 2 streams. Give it a shot. I learned to use the jackal for the Jahai Bluffs adventure in F. I suck at it. I kept hearing Metroid and not Metro. Yeah, Metro Exodus. Samus with her Russian wife. It's like, yo, I think I downloaded the wrong copy of Metroid. Does it have the same issues as the other Metros with opening cutscene? No, actually, but apparently they figured that out by the third one. It does still not have a full screen windowed mode or windowed mode. So that's annoying. So anytime I play it, it takes me like, 10 minutes if I need to tab in and out. But no, in the third game, they fixed the cutscene issue that the first two games had. Check Dracker. You're planning to make a video on Deck of Haunts. You certainly seem to enjoy it enough. Possibly. I actually, there was a video I submitted into the Nox box a month ago for a review for Lost Eidolon's Veil of the Witch. And I just got that video back today. So I need to make a thumbnail for it. So yeah, I might could do a review for Deck of Haunts. I also wrote a script last week, which was about 6 pages long for Craftlock episode... What number are we up to? 6, I think? But, in the Craftlock episodes, I talk like this. Like a used car salesman putting the pressure on you to buy this Honda. And I could not do the voice last week. I was physically incapable of doing that voice last week. So I was like, alright, I gotta just hold off on this and hope that my voice comes back. Which it did, fortunately. Not sure if I could do that whole thing in one sitting, but feeling better. Much better than last. I couldn't talk above a whisper last week. So, yeah, hopefully on the mend. But I do feel like my normal voice, it's like there's a timer on it. Of the 1,000 remedies you tried, did any seem to help? Drugs. So people are like, gargle salt water. I did that like, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 times, and maybe it helped a tiny bit. It might have been a placebo. Drink hot tea. Get a spoonful of honey. Drink hot tea with honey. Just drink hot water with honey. The tea's got caffeine. That'll be bad. The hot water with honey, I'll tell you, I almost threw up. Like, that was really nasty. Warm glass of milk. That was also nasty. I was suppressing my gag reflex with that. So, no, I'm not sure if any of you helped. Finally, after like a week and a half, I went to the doctor, and I talked to them on the phone. I was like, look, here's what's happening. And they asked a bunch of questions, and I could tell they were trying to find out if I had COVID. I'm like, look, I don't have a runny nose. I'm not coughing. I had a day where I was basically talking in front of people all day, much longer than I usually do, and the next day my voice was shot, and I'm like, okay, I overdid it. But it's been a week and a half, and I still can't talk. And they were like, okay, here's a prescription for 4 days of a steroid, which should help speed up your healing. Go pick up this prescription, try this. I'm like, okay. So I did that, and like a day or two into the steroids, I was able to somewhat talk, and it's gotten a little better each day since. But yeah, it was rough. It was rough. Supposed to be honey and lemon. I mean, well, there's hundreds of you on an average day, so I couldn't try all the suggestions. But yeah, there were some suggestions I never got around to. Yes. Use steroids, very American solution to a problem. It was... I'm gonna butcher this. It was some medical name. It was called like methylprodolonazone or something. That was the long name. But the short version of it was a medical steroid for 4 days. And it seemed to help because I'm able to talk to you now. But yeah, I was messed up. Did you try getting better? I took 3 morning streams off during the week that my voice went out to try to just sit. And I was basically like using charades to talk to my family. So that I was just like not talking and letting it heal as much as possible during the day for like 3 days. But it didn't, it was not enough. Well, can you talk like you have a wrestler's voice now? Oh yeah! Briefly. Snap into a Slim Jim. Macho Man Randy Savage? Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. So I guess I can't talk like a wrestling voice. I was trying to think of wrestling quotes, and I didn't watch wrestling growing up. I always thought it looked stupid. So the only quotes that came to mind was "Snap into a Slim Jim," and "Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?" That's all I got. The cream of the crop, yeah. Raw. I think the streamer always dropped the tone a bit. I was really glad that December 15th was the deadline for me to submit the last round of takes I did for the voice acting thing. And they were just reviewing the takes for the last 2 weeks, because it was like right after that my voice went out. And I was like, I'm so glad they're not asking me to do anything right now, because I'd have to be like, I'm sorry, I can't. Ah! Wow, Bertree, rude. He called Gabe your Spawn? Yo, Spawn was an awesome comic book hero. That's infinitely better than what you said a second later. I will absolutely get mad at you. I said the same thing. I saw. Where's the Dargon? There he is. What? I clipped right through the wall. I remember selling my Spawn comics to pay rent in college. Oh no. I have some old comics. I don't think anyone would buy them though. They're worn out. I read them a million times. Mostly Ninja Turtles. Oh, I do have some others. Few Spider-Man, few Transformers. Uh-oh. Ah, dang. Alright, use our Jade bot. Wow. I did my special action key, hit him for 100k, it immediately popped up again. I hit him with it again, did 93k. Don't usually just have that button pop twice. I found a box of mint Conan the Barbarian comics. I'm afraid to open them, though. I think the most expensive collection of some stuff that I have is the Magic the Gathering cards that we price checked some years ago on stream. I still have them in a fireproof box. Most expensive card we found was a Sliver Queen, which was like $900 and something at the time. And a, wait, am I, no, I'm sorry, I'm getting a flip. There was a Sliver Queen and a Gaia's Cradle. One was supposedly like $900, and one was supposedly like $400. But we also found a lot of cards that were like 50 bucks. GG! That's almost enough to be a Nintendo fan right now. Only for like a month. Like, okay, if I took like every Magic card I had that was worth like 20 bucks or more, and I got someone to pay the market value for them, which would be really difficult, I probably have like 10 grand in Magic cards. But that's a lot of ifs. That's a lot of ifs. And that's not counting like the million commons and uncommons and stuff I have that's worth less than 20 bucks. Like, hang on, Gaia's Cradle? Urza's Saga MTG. eBay link? Okay, so the most expensive card I have is like a mint condition Gaia's Cradle. Here's some that are a little banged up, and they're like 800 supposedly. And then the other one was Liver Queen. Wait, what? Hang on a second. Wait, what's here? I think she was Stronghold. I'll just search Sliver Queen. I think she was in Stronghold. Hey, Mug, sorry I'm late. What's up, Zurius? It's cool. We saved you a seat. Okay, so I mean, this is just eBay. I don't know if this is the right website for this, but there's 250, 275, 280, 283. I don't know why this one is so much cheaper. Oh, it's like scuffed and stuff. I guess that's why. Yeah. I remember there was one card, I think it was Time Spiral. We found a card called Time Spiral in my collection, and it was like it was worth $50, but I had like 4 of them. There was quite a few. Force of Will was another one. It's like, it was worth some money, and I had like a stack of them. There was a couple of World Wars. Oh, I got a mall box. That's a gold. Let's see. It's about 8:30. Etherblade? We can do Etherblade. Assuming anyone's running it. Sisu, thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate that. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Use those cards to pay your son's hospital bill. Right? Yeah, I still don't know what the bill is for saving my child. We'll find out soon. I'm surprised you don't consider your Spawn expensive collections. Huh? If you're talking about Spawn the comic book character, I don't have any merch for Spawn. Is this the squad? Okay, yeah, this is done. Was fun doing metas with you, Mo. You too, Seizu. Mark, do you know Kyle at Galactic Quest? I don't know Kyle or Galactic Quest, no. I mean, we're talking about magic cards. Is that like a magic card shop? Or a collectibles shop? I'll put a stun break on the bar. I sell 800 for 1 bag of fluid. They let leak on the floor because the nurse didn't hook it up to my IV. What's the name of that overlay add-on for events you use? If you mean this, it's called Event Table. If you do exclamation add-ons in my chat, it'll pull up a webpage full of add-ons, and Event Table is on the list with a guide if you want to. Card comics in Lawrenceville and Buford. Oh, so close to me then. No, I didn't know of it. I haven't been into like a collectibles shop in some years. Like in my teens, I would go to like nerdy MTG tournaments and stuff like that. But it's been quite some time since I've been in one. Next, Muck will get into tabletop Warhammer tournaments. Probably not. Like, one, I have been told how freakishly expensive it is to get into that hobby. Two, you have to, like, paint your dudes, and honestly, that doesn't sound fun to me. That just sounds like a chore. Three, I have watched videos of people doing, the Warhammer games, and while kind of interesting, it certainly doesn't get me hype enough that I want to, invest all the time and energy into trying it. You don't want the unpainted masses? Not really. Use a tape measure enough at work, it does not need to be part of my hobby. Like, let me see if I can find, hang on a sec. Warhammer 40k in 15, was it in 15 minutes? Hold on, there's a channel, and I'm trying to remember. Is it Play on Tabletop? Okay. I think this is it. So I've stumbled across this channel once after I was watching some videos about PC games related to Warhammer, and good lord, this is taking so long to load. Just spinning. Okay, here we go. So this channel does these games where they take like a multi-hour long game that two dudes play, and then they edit it down to like 40 minutes. So it's a 40-minute long video, roughly, and they're like sort of explaining their strategies and stuff like that. I've watched a couple of these to kind of get a feel for like what the game looks like when people who know what they're doing are playing it. And, you know, they've got these beautifully painted characters and stuff like that. At the same time, though, like, it doesn't really get me that high. It's like, it's interesting. I find it interesting, but there's a big difference between interesting and me wanting to go to the store and spending $2,000 in a week painting. Also, did you see when they're, like, rolling dice? I'm like, all right, let me just drop 18 dice. All right, I hit you for 802. Like, are you serious? But yeah, they go through and they have like a little fight and they like sort of explain what they're doing really fast. I've watched a couple of these. I think the last one I watched like involved the Necrons, and it was just kind of funny because the guy just kept bringing his people back to life repeatedly. Why the tape measure? It's part of the game. So like Flashy, you put your character down on the board and let's say they've got like a range of, you know, I don't know, 20 centimeters. Then any other units that are within 20 centimeters of that unit, they can shoot it. You know, like they use it to check ranges and stuff like that because that's how the game rules works. Like, you know, maybe they can move this many centimeters per turn, they can shoot this many, whatever. But they constantly will be using a tape measure to check their range. Too much work? I mean, it's kind of like D&D is just math. D&D is a whole bunch of math and then good storytelling. But D&D I can kind of get into. The miniatures thing, I have a passing interest in it, but not enough to really get into it. Only 18 dice or key numbers.
I'm fine. Everything's perfectly fine. Reboot required. No. Calm down. Use the cooling protocol master.
What was that channel? Sorry, hang on. It was Play on Tabletop. Play on Tabletop. Yeah, they have a whole bunch of these videos of like X versus Y in 40 minutes. Mug down. I was looking at Warhammer. Skill issue? Yeah. Do you think you'd ever do a D&D stream with Flute and Char and Nug? Who's Nug? Did I forget one of my top viewers? Who is Nug? Nug. You guys don't know Nug? Yeah, we go way back. Flute and Char and Nug. Nug dog? You, ow! Don't make me do that. You meant Nog dog? Okay. Nug dog. Nug dog. God, that hurt. Don't make me, like, suddenly burst out laughing. That's illegal. Forget Nug Dug. Is it Nug Dug or Nug Dog? Dude, I was clueless. I'm like, who is Nug? Your editor. Wait, you meant my editor? Yeah, Nugsy. Nugsy, my editor? Oh my god, it just gets better and better.
Zero N gifted a tier 1 sub to Nuke Dug. They have given 220 gift subs in the channel.
Ah, my editor chat, Nugsy. Nugsy. Charnug, thank you, Season. Anyway, no, my editor is Noxxi. Nug Dog is fantastic. Would I ever do a D&D game sometime? Maybe? Maybe. I did a couple of videos related. Well, I know I've got one video on my channel called My First Time as a DM or something like that, where I was, you know, just telling some stories from when I was a DM before. It was really cool. I will say, being the DM is a lot of work. You got to do a lot of setup ahead of time. I'm sure someone homebrewed a Guild Wars D&D Pathfinder variant could do that if that exists. I'd be more interested in D&D than I would be in Guild Wars D&D. But, I don't know. It could be cool. I look forward to watching you seduce a gelatinous cube. Seduce the cube. Mug plays Queen Jenna in Guild Wars 2 D&D campaign. Queen Jenna's OP. Remember when she made a shield over the entire city? She's strong. Is the gelatinous cube smart enough to know it's being seduced? Gelatinous cube doesn't have a brain. It just eats anything in front of it. I sent you a picture of my nickname that's been set in Ian's Discord for 2 years. Is it Nug Dug? It's Nug Dog? Okay. Well, there we go. What is this? One sec. Okay. All you need is nat 20. Oh yeah, yeah. You didn't know that? Yeah. If you roll a nat 20, you can just, you're God. You can, whatever you said, it goes. Yeah. You just convince reality. That happens. Have you ever done homebrew? Sort of. There was, dude, when I was in high school, when I was first introduced to D&D, and I played a round or two with some other guys that were there, and one of the guys had, you know, he had like all the D&D books, right? Like the Player's Guide and the Dungeon Master Basic Manual and stuff like that. But then he had one that he had gotten that was like World of Warcraft themed. And so he tried running a module in like WoW rules. And so like I made a Pandaren and someone else made something. I don't remember what it was. But I remembered like halfway through, I realized that he was literally just using the level from Warcraft 3 where you find the poison grain from Anderhall. And when I realized what it was, and I was like, this is going to be like the last night, I was like, I eat the grain. And his eyes got really wide. And then he's like, you die and come back to life. And I'm like, I'm an undead panda. And so we just like threw a wrench in the whole game plan because it was like the last night that we had for that game. The other Homer, I tried once making my own campaign. I'd have to look around for the notes to see if I still had it. But I really got a wake-up call on like how much work it was. It was a lot of fun, but we didn't finish it. That story was from when I was in tech support. I remember one of the biggest things is that I kept severely overestimating how fast my players would get through an area. Does that make sense? I'd be like,
thanks for the guides.
You're very welcome. Thank you. I would, in my head, I'm like, okay, they're probably gonna finish exploring the town, and they'll get to the dungeon, and they'll probably get to the second boss tonight. I need to prepare that much. And in my mind, that was 6 hours of gameplay.
Thank you for a fun year.
For them, what I just described was like 20 hours of gameplay. I just spit. It was like 20 hours of gameplay. They were slow, and like, you know, and of course, they were like the dog from Up. He was like, oh, squirrel. You know, that was them constantly, and I was like, it's been 3 hours. How are they still in town? I've been BSing for 2 hours. There's nothing to do here. Like, this was just a place for them to repair and move on, and they made me invent 14 new NPCs. Like, please, move on. You've done the town. The town is done. Let's do Druid for this.
Did you know about Prime?
Welcome to D&D. Yeah, I remember when I was making my own campaign, I was like, all right, I'm going to prepare up to this point. I know everything up to that point. I'm ready. And then it's like, they wouldn't even get a third of the way there. I was just like, are you serious? Also, who was that? Red Fox, thank you for the Prime. Slim, thank you for the sub. For 6 months in advance. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Slim. Yo, we got a reserved seat for this guy. Do not touch their seat. You picked the wrong day to muck around with my tight crew. There's no escape. There's no escaping it. I can perceive you. Here's what we're gonna do. Do. Me and my boys are gonna F you up. I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1. Fuck. My boys are otherwise engaged, so I'm gonna bring it on myself. Hey, I forgot. You're supposed to tell me what I see. Yeah, let's all chill. I might know the video you're referencing there, just maybe. Keep singing. I don't know if I can remember the words for the whole video. Yes, thank you. All right, let's all cool it down. You see 3 figures approaching you. One of them's a little shorter than the others. I cast Vicious Mockery, nat 1, was it nat 20? Let's go. You're a short mother mucker, nobody likes you. Yeah, he definitely, there's this long string of insults that he does about the guy's height. I cannot rattle all of those off by memory. What's the vid name? It's Tom Cardy. Tom Cardy, was it Nat 20? What's the name of the video? Perception check, that's it. Hold on, we can play it on stream in a minute. I'll probably have to cut it out of the YouTube bot. He made it after Baldur's Gate got really big. What relic are you playing for Druid? I don't remember. We can check in a minute. Live for the stars, those two. Is he AFK in it? He's just standing there. Maybe he had a sofa delivered. GG! Waka 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 waka. Oh, someone said, what's my relic? Relic of the Monk right now. Alright. For all of the family-friendly people who watch me, this video is not quite family-friendly. Oh wait, hold on. He's got the normal version and he's got an animated one. Hang on a sec. Where's the where's the animated one? Oh, here we go. Official music video. Dude, this thing looks like it was drawn on napkins. Referring to. Now you're all a little more educated. Now you know. There's another version that someone animated of that on YouTube that is the characters from Baldur's Gate, and it's the oh gosh, what is it? The Dark Urge. The Dark Urge is doing the singing. What did I join into? Culture. Culture. I like his Red Flag song. I've seen that one as well. More family friendly than Rose. Rose is more family friendly than my family. That's a bar. Red Flags is very awkward to sing in public. Yeah. Wait, was Red Flags the one where she says like her favorite movie is Human Centipede? Or is that a different one of his songs? Yes, it is. Okay, all right. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Very tempted to use my phone to get it to start playing on my girlfriend's Alexa upstairs. I can't separate the video from the song. I'm not sure there's ever been a more perfect video for a song. Let's see. I'll probably just get ready for the giveaway in a few minutes. Don't want to see anything else in there I want to do right now. Have you seen Businessman? The one where he's like, I'm not a cop, I'm doing business things. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Tom's stuff. He's great. How do I enter? Just be here when it starts. Just be here when it starts. I'll set it up in a few minutes. How do I win? Bribery. Definitely helps. Hello, hello! What's up? Where can I get the add-ons that shows events and boss time? This one? Do exclamation add-ons in my chat, and it'll pull up a webpage full of add-ons. This one's called Event Table. If you let me win, I'll send you out-of-context mutt clips. Irath, that's not a bribe, that's a threat. Why would I want that? Unless you do something, like, artistic with them, like the muck drops of old. $30 panda order headed your way. I'm new to bribery, sorry. Oh, okay. What's a muck drop? In the past, there were some viewers that took a whole bunch of out-of-context stuff made with my voice and combined it into weird little songs. And when my audience was smaller, we had redeems where people could essentially play them on demand. Hang on, let me see if I can pull one of them up. Where's the Christmas one? Hang on. Is this it?
What is happening?
Oh my goodness. I hate Christmas music.
I was a good boy. This is worse. Come on, guys.
Oh, I accidentally stopped it too early. Anyway, you get the idea. That's a muck drop. I missed the mic drops. There's too many of you. It's like as soon as I would start the stream, you guys would all like redeem
Christmas,
the entire library of them, and then it was just like we were sitting here for like 10 minutes as they all played out. Skill issue? Yeah, so I stopped it. Honestly, I also need a way to make Nogdog's patron sound not work for like 10 minutes. He always interrupts my stream intro with his patron noise. Make a long cooldown? That, like, we tried that. It wasn't a solution, because, like, when the cooldown would come back up, people would redeem all of them at once again. That wasn't a permanent solution. Only on weekends? What? My foot only on weekends? You do it, like, every day. With AI, people can just make you sing the Christmas songs. There we go. Nailed it. Rotate them on a daily basis. Oh my god. I'm only here for stream start on weekends, otherwise it's just when you're talking. Make it cost 500k channel points so we have something to earn them on. Make it like the wizard hat once per stream. Oh man. Speaking of those. Someone is doing that right now. I'd like to do that for a moment. Pet Chip. Chip is not in the room, so I'm going to refund that one. Drastically increase the cost to do it. I'll consider it. I will consider it. Plush Chip. Plush Chip doesn't work with his Christmas lights. So once on January 1st, we'll put him back to normal, and then you guys can do the other redeems for him. Cheer for the snails. That one works. Meh. Seeing Warhorn and Ranger makes me miss Mad King Rune that summoned birds to peck out the eyes of my enemies when using ult. Down with Christmas. Christmas stuff will be gone in a couple days. Gone in a couple days. Is the giveaway only on Twitch? It's on both. As long as you're not European. I'm kidding. I'll forgive that too. Isn't it very easy to interrupt streamers talking? They're usually talking would be boring otherwise most of the time. Yeah. As long as you aren't from... Yeah, as long as you're not from Bretonia. That's where we draw the line. Is there a decent named armor set to get into support? The most common armor set for like heal supports is Harriers. But anything with high healing power and concentration is okay. Minstrels is okay. Givers is okay. Celestial in many classes is okay. If you use a set that has toughness on it, just be careful if you're going into a raid because that could make you the tank. Yours and my Mislock's music is synced. It's killing my brain. You're welcome. Well, Hatmock? Yes. I get as long as you're not French, but European, really? You got a license to enter that giveaway? Muck, you should do Twisted Marionette. Like, right now? No, I'm about to be a little busy. No. Me accidentally taking Deimos tank while kiting because I didn't factor in Soul Beast merge. How about... So it used to be, there was a trait for Elementalist, and it's like when they went into Earth, their toughness went up by like 100. And I remember seeing attempts on Deimos where, like, as an Ellie was cycling through the elements, Deimos kept ping-ponging around as people are screaming, like, what's going on? And it's because the Ellie's toughness kept going up and down. Yeah, they got rid of that trait, and they changed it to just, like, flat damage reduction. It was causing too many problems in raids. Freaking Elementalist. I bought 3 scale splinters of Primordius for my Irene's Fang, then instead of buying the 75 gold version to finish the set, I accidentally bought the 75 gold Crocotoric one. Rip. New strat, distract the boss ping pong style? Yeah, I mean, maybe the tank gets hit in the face less if you just ping pong him all over the place. If the tank would expect to tank instead of DPS, they wouldn't have that issue. Hmm. You do need to be a follower to win. Yeah, I'll go over all the rules in a second. Muck sent some goodies to you. What's up? For the giveaway. Oh, calligraphy stuff. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I responded to that already. Okay. All right. Let's see. What's the value on these? 43 gold. 42 gold. Okay. Mark, which site do you recommend for World v World builds? I've been using the same Vinny build since SOTE launch and kind of want to try Necro World v World. Personally, I go to either, for World v World, I usually go to Guild Gen or Meta Battle. Did I miss any free goodies I'll never get? Nope, we still have goodies for you to not get. Did you try the new Pure Water Otter Ellie after they gave it access to the other boons? Well, if you go Pure Water, you don't get all the boons. I did try Support Ellie after, like, heal, so I did do Heal Support Ellie after they buffed it, and the boons are no longer an issue. However, like, you do still need to cycle through all the elements. If you play Pure Water, you have lots of healing output, but you don't keep up all the boons. You have to visit Fire to upkeep Fury and Might. You have to visit Air to upkeep Swiftness, and you have to visit Earth to upkeep Protection. If you just camp Water, you got, like, regen and a lot of healing. So, it's used, I think, in World v World, but not in PvE stuff. I love Heal Tempest. Heal Tempest is solid. Thought they said they fixed that. No, what they fixed was Heal Support Evoker could not keep up all the boons. Now Heal Support Evoker can, but not by just sitting in water the whole time. It has to cycle through all the elements, which is annoying. I honestly, I didn't like it, which is why I'm not maining it right now. Like, the protection is especially annoying because it barely stays up and you have to enter and exit Earth like every 8 seconds. So it's decently high APM, but yeah, it does work. It does function. Let's see what we got in here. All right, so we got the calligraphy thingies, got some bowls. Got like 50 of these out. I think those are around 2 gold each. What is this worth? That can be one of the early prizes. Do I have any butter? I could throw some butter with it. Butter and a giant butter knife. This is pretty cheap. Let's see. Throw one of those in. Okay. All right, chat. All right. It's that time. For any of you who do not know, today is Giveaway Guild Wars Tuesday. And just like every Tuesday, we've prepared a modest giveaway for you guys. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything that is in the giveaway yet, but there's going to be some stuff. Every winner will get at least 10 gold, maybe hundreds of gold worth of stuff, and you can choose to keep it or sell it if you don't want it. So, if you would like to enter, here is what you need to know. Rule number 1, you need to be a follower if you're on Twitch. Rule number 2, or a subscriber if you're on YouTube. That's the free buttons on either platform, not asking you for much there. Rule number 2, if you are a subscriber on Twitch or a Patreon patron, you will get an extra chance to win because you pay for my food. And I appreciate that. That is not required, but it's a great time to use your primes if you got one. And rule number 3, if you want to enter, you will have to enter a little thing in the chat, which I am setting up right now. And this is to just filter out the AFK people. Okay, I guess all of those people just got an extra chance to win. Thank you, Fire Lily, with 20 gifted subs. That was a surprising moment to do that. Appreciate you. Give me just a second. I'm setting this up. And, all right. If you want to enter the giveaway to win something, put your Guild Wars 2 display name in the chat one time starting now. If you don't know where to find that, you can click on contacts in the top left. It's right there. You could do it in the Twitch chat once. You could do it in the YouTube chat once. Don't do both. You don't need to. Do not spam it. If you do it more than 3 times, the bot will block you for spam. Don't do that. What's happening? Ah! Oh my god. Thank you, Nug Dog. I appreciate you. Holy crap. Oh wow, that's really... Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go, Ninja. Go, Ninja. Go. What's this thing worth? Okay, that could be like the second prize. Split that in half. Okay. What are you doing? Who are you people? Did you guys, like, arrange this with each other? Oh my god, this is not normal. I am not a curvy female VTuber. I'm not used to this. Muck 60 gifted subs call for a Leggy Weapon giveaway. Actually, I do have a very, very special, unique giveaway that I have not mentioned yet after this giveaway. It is not a usual Tuesday thing. It's never happened before, and it might never happen again. But I'm not telling you what it is yet. But there is something I've got. I'll tell you about it once we finish this one. Alright. Let me check the time. We got 3 minutes counting down. You got 3 minutes to enter the giveaway. So if you would like to get in on this, we got hundreds of gold worth of stuff that needs a home. Once again, you need to be either a Twitch follower or a YouTube subscriber. That's the free button. If you're a Twitch sub or a Patreon patron, you get an extra chance to win because you pay for my food and I appreciate it. And you need to enter your account name in the chat one time. Do not spam it or you'll ban yourself because I think that's funny.
Guys, look at me! I'm so curvy!
IRL purple balls. I mean, you should see a doctor for that. It's probably a cream. Hello, Mog. Hello! How long we got? We got just under 2 minutes. All right. Jack, give me just a second. I will be right back. Your last 2 minutes to enter. BRB. Okay. 20 seconds. Almost out of time. Killer Kohai, thank you for the sub. Also, I already said it once, but I'll say it again. Thank you again for the 20 gifted subs. Fire Lily Rules, Nog Dog, and Invictus. That was quite the surprise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As well as all the individuals that subbed. Appreciate the support, guys. And close. All right, no more spam. It doesn't do anything anymore. Stop the spam. All right, chat. I have got a collection of goodies here put together by the community that needs a home. The first item. What is winner number one gonna get? You are gonna get a reflective koi sword. It's got fish, and it's got like a watery blade thing. That's what it looks like. Now, the value of the reflective koi sword is like 8 gold. So to spice it up, I'm also throwing in 8 gold worth of butter. So you got butter and a butter knife. So around 16 gold in this first mail. Yours to do what you please with it. You can make some sandwiches, or you can just sell it if you want. All right. Big winner. Ghost story time. Are you here? Sorry, sniffles. Ghost story time. If you respond, it's yours. He says, butter me up. All right. Peace, 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 peace. Send me out. Congratulations. Ah. All right. Congrats. Second winner. What are you getting? Snow Garden Warhorn skin. It's a Christmassy doot. That's what it looks like. Very chilly. Don't freeze your lips. And if you do not want it, it sells for upwards of 18 gold. Pick a winner. Niwar. Are you here? Niwar. Are you here? If you respond, it's yours. If you don't, I'm drawing another name. He says IR. IR here? Alright. Pasty, 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 paste. Send me 2,000 daily streams. 2,776 daily streams. But who's counting? Yes. We've been live every day since May 26, 2018. Alright. Congrats, Niwar. Next prize. We have an amalgamated draconic lodestone. Amalgamated draconic lodestone is used in making the brand new legendary staff plus spear craft. You need 55 of these. So they are in high demand right now. You could just straight up sell this thing for about 31 gold, almost 32 gold. Or you could keep it to do your own stuff with. Whatever you prefer. Pika wiener. Cutthrow, are you here? I can't believe Muck was live on the day of the family emergency. I actually thought that was going to break the streak. So just to be clear, the day the emergency happened, Saturday night, I streamed. At the end of the stream is midnight, right? I usually end the stream at midnight. At 2 a.m. was when my son finally came to me and was like, I'm in a lot of pain, something's wrong. And that's when I started helping him. And then we ended up going to the emergency room, and we got out of there at 10 a.m. So at that point, I had been awake for 24 hours. And then that night, everyone else was asleep, so no one needed me. And I did like a 5-minute stream just explaining what was going on to everybody and wishing everybody well, and said, you know, that's it for tonight. And that was it. But when we were at the hospital, I was like, this is probably it. I actually thought that the streak was going to end there because I thought I was going to be there like the rest of the day. But fortunately, we were only there for 10 hours. I guess it's closer to 9 hours. Cutthrow, last call. Did not respond. Cutthrow has not responded yet. Only? Yeah. It was a rough day. If the streak ever did end, would you start another? I'm not sure. I was first inspired to, is everything okay? He's making a full recovery. That we had a medical emergency that involved, he's asked me not to say what it is because it's personal for him. However, what I can tell you is it was bad. Like, I took him to the ER and they said I made the right call. And then they put him, like, you know, like when you get to ER, there's triage, right? Like, everybody who has a problem is in a room, and people that have, like, the most life-threatening problems are moved to the front of the line. So if you're there and your arm is broken, but your life is not in danger, you might be waiting hours for help, depending on what's going on. He got moved to the front of the line. There was, like, 30 or 50 people there waiting, and he got pushed to the front, so it was bad. So that, I can say that much. But he got treatment in time. He's fine. And he had his 1-week checkup yesterday, and everything seems to be healing well. Do you live in the USA? Yes, I'm on the East Coast. So he's on the mend. It was scary, but we've got the best possible outcome from the situation. But yeah, I did think the streak was going that day. If the streak broke because of a medical emergency, would I start another? I honestly don't know. Maybe, like, it was like, right now, we keep up the streak just because it's really funny to brag about. But if it broke, maybe I might start taking 1 day a week off or something. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. If that ever happens, I'll figure it out at that point. I was originally inspired to do the streak by Co-Carnage, who streamed 2,000 days in a row. And then his wife made him go on vacation after that. And ever since then, he frequently takes days off whenever he needs a day off. So, I don't know, maybe my voice would have healed faster if I hadn't just skipped morning streams and skipped the streams the whole day, like a few days in a row or something. I don't know. Okay, I'm drawing a new name. This guy never responded. Fictive Fun. Are you here? Fictive Fun. Are you here? Co's streak was a great time. Co is one of, there's a couple of streamers that heavily influenced my own channel's like growth and like how I do things, and Co was one of them. I sure am. All right, prize for you, my friend. A pasty, pasty, paste.
Send me.
All right, congratulations. Wife of 3 kids, your sanity demands a day off from dealing with chat of any kind. Yeah, we've joked about that before. Where people been like, oh, are you so patient with chat asking the same question 20 times because you have a kid? And I'm like, you guys are way worse than a kid. Do you think a kid asks me what Regions of Tyria is 107 times in a week? No. Oh, you guys are way worse. Are you kidding yourselves? All right. The next one, chat. Calligrapher's Greatsword Skin. If you haven't seen this weapon set, it's designed around old ink pens. So, let me see, hold on. You can see, like, it leaves ink a little in the air. And all of them, like, the pointy bits look like quills, I guess. Pretty cool. They're pretty rad looking. So, if you are interested in that, that's what it looks like, and it sells for around 43 gold. Pick a winner. Calling the YouTube chat is Arondal79 here. Sounds like your voice is doing much better, Mug. I'm actually making a mental effort to do more like silly voices to try to like exercise it a little bit, but not to the point where it's uncomfortable. Arondal79, are you here? I might do the monthly Q&A after the giveaway. I still need to do that, and we've only got 2 days left in December. It should be pretty short. I don't have a long list of questions. What, me? Yes, you! Freaking what, me? Alright, well, they did respond, so. Pasty, 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 paste.
Send me.
Congratulations. Alright. Next one, chat. From the same set, the Calligrapher's Spear. Once again, has like an ink pen artsy type of thing, and there's ink that's coming off of it when you move. That's what it looks like. And if you do not want this item, it sells for upwards of 42 gold. Pick a winner. Hunter Stormfire. Are you here? Reading a message. Are you doing your voice warm-ups before the stream? I mean, I'm talking to my family all day before the stream, when I stream at 7 p.m., so. Muck, by the way, I got myself the Edge of Destiny book since she said it was good. I'm at the part where Zojan's snapping air. So far, so good. Oh, and I got it in French, which is extremely rare to find. Oh, my lord. Yeah, I had no idea Zoja was French. That's crazy. Maybe look into voice warm-up exercise. It's part of your job. Maybe? I've not really heard of such a voice warm-up exercises. It's like, usually on weekdays, I wake up and I do the morning stream, like, after breakfast. So, sometimes I haven't really talked to anybody before I do that. I'll Google it and I'll read on it. I'll promise you at least that much. We'll see. Okay, hold on, let me go back to the giveaway thing. Hunter says, yay! Alright, Hunter is a live one. Congrats to Hunter. Let's see, mail item. Pasty, 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 paste. It's in me. Have they had you do efforts yet? I don't know what you're referring to. I watched the esports caster do some warm-ups. It's weird but helpful, I guess. I mean, it's like... How can I explain this? Because, again, I have to be all secretive about it. There was one voice that I tried to do... I did a take for, right? Really quick, just so everybody's on the same page. I've had the opportunity to apply to be a voice actor for a future unreleased game. It's a secret project. No, it is not anything related to Guild Wars or ArenaNet. It's unrelated to that. And I thought it sounded fun. So I was like, sure. And they know I'm a novice. There's a lot of other novices there, too, that they gave the invitation to. And they're like, you can try to do a reading for any of these characters. And I got really into it. I did readings like 6 characters. One of them was described as raspy. Like, he had had an accident and it had affected his voice. And so he was described as raspy. And so I did the reading and I tried to make it sound raspy. And all right, I'm gonna make up a line. I was like, how do you do, my lord? And like, I was doing that on purpose with my voice. And the guy was like, all right, you're doing okay with emotions? Is this a new voice for you? And I was like, yeah. I was trying to sound raspy. And he goes, okay, I can tell it's a new voice for you. You are going to hurt yourself. And he's like, it's a muscle. You need to exercise it before you just try to do that. Because he's like, if you get accepted for one of these roles, you're going to be expected to do it in a booth for 4 hours per session. Do not do a voice you can't do for 4 hours per session. I was like, okay. Oh, once the cat's out of the bag, I'll tell you the whole story. It's going to be a fun story, even if I don't get picked for anything. But there was a lot of interesting things that happened. I was like, all right. That's what mucked up his voice? No. That was a very short session where I tried something. And no, that didn't muck it up. Did you know Airy Summer said it's permitted to say what game it is? I haven't been told that. And again, I'm erring on the side of caution here, right? I haven't been told that. If I see it from them, I'll tell you. But I'll tell you. All right, next one. Was there a winner, John? Calm down, I'm telling a story. All right. Next up, 50 amalgamated gemstones. So amalgamated gemstones are used for countless legendaries in the game. Lots of projects in the Mystic Forge, and they all have value. So each stone is worth, hold on a sec, this is 50. Each stone is worth about a gold. So you're looking at 53 gold of amalgamated gemstones. All right. Pick a wiener. I think that's supposed to be oddball, but with numbers. Oddball, are you here? He's trying to distract us from the fact that he's the new Queen Jenna. Jenna said no. Oddball, are you here? Talk to me. Oddball says, yup. Not to be confused with Nug Dug. Paste. For now. All right, congratulations. Next winner is once again 50 amalgamated gemstones. Not very original doing the same prize twice in a row, but still, it's another 53 gold. Pick a winner. Snoofles. I should probably say this normally. Snoofles, are you here? Is that Dennis? I mean, I don't know, what was I doing? I mean, I feel like this is closer to like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Ooh, ting, tang, walla walla bing bing. I don't know. I was messing around. I don't know what that was. Stitch? Like Lilo and Stitch? Yeah, kind of. He says, give it to me, Daddy Mukluk. Banned! New winner. Pasty. I had people calling me that all the time when I had the beard. Less so these days. Ohana means family. Ugh. Family means no one gets left behind. And then he would do that crazy laugh. I've never tried doing that. I'll tell you one that was really difficult. Did any of you see the video I did on the making of the Vigil? And I tried to do the voice for fudge. What's her name? The Char lady. I'm waiting for someone to type it. Almora. Almora, yes. I tried to do Almora's voice for like 3 minutes. And in my brain, I was like, okay, it's a female voice, so I need to go higher pitched. And then I was like, but it's a Char, so I need to go low. And like I tried to do that, and it's like my vocal cords just exploded. It's like, ah. I was like, how do I do female Char voice? All right. I gotta sound high-pitched, but also deep, and I have a hairball in my throat. Face explodes. Alright, next up, chat. Next up. 250 purple balls. Now, these are, of course, used for crafting literally hundreds of items in the game. But they are also gambling tokens. There is a merchant in the game that takes gold plus ectos and gives you back a random amount of gold and a random amount of ectos. So these can be used for gambling if you've got a freaking problem. Commoners have ads? Well, the royalty does not have any issues. Moving on. If you do not wish to keep the balls or craft with them or gamble with them, you can sell them for upwards of... 51 gold for a stack. There we go. All right. May the odds be ever in your favor. Everyone except Charmon.
Pick a winner.
Good fellow gamer.
Are you here? Talk to me.
Good fellow gamer.
Are you here?
Thank you and praise Chip. I was just thinking, I don't even know how that started. The whole praise Chip, like he's like a demigod or something. Like, I think like old people that go to church would be horrified to see how much you guys praise the cat.
Somehow.
Congratulations. All right. Grats. God King. Oh, wow. All right, chat. Next up. 50 Mystic Coins. These are, of course, used to make many different legendaries and projects. But if you do not want them, you could sell them and get yourself roughly 106 gold. Pick a winner. Chad Caw, are you here? They would be okay with praise Chip. They would not be okay with praise Joko. Palawa Ignatius Joko. Chad Caw says yes, thanks. Copy name. Mail item.
Pasty. Sin meal.
Congrats, Chad. Congrats. Muck, any chance of you talking to your ArenaNet contacts about the Homestead portal to Gastora not working for characters that didn't do the first story steps? I would just say submit a ticket the normal route for that. Yeah, I'm still trying to get a response to my may I make more plushies from 6 months ago. Okay, chat. The second to last prize, bear with me, is related to the legendary relic. This is a little bit of a boost toward getting it done. This is 1,250 lucent crystal, which is made by grinding down thousands and thousands and thousands of lucent motes. Each stack of lucent crystal is worth 30 gold. So this is 150 gold worth of lucent crystal. Now, if you're not working on the legendary relic, you can just sell this, and you'll get yourself around 150 gold. It is up to you if you want to keep it or sell it. If you want to keep it, it does go in your mat storage. All right. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, use the laugh line, phone a friend, poll the audience, do the 50-50 thing. Pick a winner. 42. Are you here? Are you here? Drink water. Salt and pepper. Oh, God, that's an old one. Oh, my gosh. All right. Congratulations. Boo. Okay. Pasty. Send mail. Did I spell it right? Yeah, I copy-pasted it. Could you please check the name your mama gave you? your Tyrion mama? Just imagine, chat, if any of you had claimed this name on a character. This would have gone to you. Try 69. If your name ends with 69 and you forgot that, you lose so many internet points. Wow. You forgot the coolest part of your own name. Wow. How not nice of you. All right. Okay. Chat, this next one. Let me turn off the music for a minute here. I got one more giveaway for you guys. And this one is a little close to home. Not too long ago. Hang on a sec. I'm gonna zoom in. We're gonna get personal here, chat. We're gonna get just you and me right now. You and me. Not too long ago, we did a run of plushies. We did one with the little dude that is in the spin emote that looks like my Asura. And we did another one that looks like the minion character for the channel. I am currently holding the prototype for that guy. This is him. This is the minion. He's got the potion bottle. One side is green, one side is red. That represents the Twitch and the YouTube channels. And this is him in his little robe. And you could mess with it. You can move it around, whatever. You could just turn the whole thing around if you want to. We had a viewer who was very generous, who paid for 5 of these and just sent them to me and said, use them for giveaways. I gave 2 away this week on our Discord. I am now going to give 1 away here. Because of customs, some of them will be given away in a method that is worldwide. This is not one of them. This one that I'm giving away tonight is for mainland United States. I am sorry if that upsets some of you. There will be one in the future that will be worldwide. If you are in the mainland United States and you would like to enter to get this, it's already paid for. I will pay for the shipping, and Plushie's already paid for. I will send it to you. All right? Not Canada, not this one. There will be more in the future, okay? So, if you're interested in entering, I am going to set up the giveaway right now. It is important that you recognize, if you win, you will have to give me a shipping address. If you're not comfortable with that, don't enter, all right? Now, obviously, I mean privately. You're not going to put it in the chat or something. As then people will send you, I don't know, cheese or something. I don't know. I don't know how you bully people with their mailbox. So, I am going to set this up right now. And there will be, I'll do 4 minutes. There will be 1 winner. Usual rules, you have to be a follower on Twitch or a subscriber on YouTube. And if you have a address in the mainland United States, I'll pay for shipping to get this to you if you win. Oh, also, because they're at my house, if you want, I can sign it. I could, I guess I've got a silver Sharpie. It doesn't show up super well, but I could sign, like, the back of his head. Or I could, like, try to sign his feet with a black Sharpie, like he's Andy from Toy Story. All right. I want a plushie. All caps, with spaces, like that. If you are interested in this, and you got a shipping address in the mainland United States, type it in. There will be 1 winner for this round. And again, I've given 2 away on the Discord this week. I am going to give 1 away on Twitter. I'm going to give 1 away on Patreon. That will be worldwide. I'll pay for worldwide shipping for that one. That one's going to cost me like 5 times as much. By the way, you can join a Patreon for free. So I'm spreading it out across my socials. And then we've got this one here. Write muck on one foot, luck on the other. If the winner wants that, I'll do it. I made a 3D character for you, if you remember. If you want, I'll prepare it for 3D printing. I mean, yeah, that's awesome, Valkyrie. Yeah, I do remember. I do remember. That was very, very awesome. Does it come with butter? It comes with a potion bottle. Does it come with the bag? Yeah, it's got the makeshift... Hang on a sec, because I've got the prototype bag here. Yeah. So, it'll come... Like, this is a makeshift bag. It's like this thing right here. It'll come in this And it'll have the potion bottle, and then we'll put it in a box. So yeah, he'll be in like a little bag. Again, I've currently got 5, well no, 3, because we shipped out the 2 for the Discord winners. So I've currently got the prototype here in my hand, and I've got 3 more sitting on a shelf that I am going to give away. I did 2 Discord, and I'm doing 1 Twitch, 1 Twitter, and 1 Patreon. And the Patreon one, we're paying like 5 times the price to do worldwide shipping on. Unless the person who wins it happens to live in like Florida or something, then I'll really luck out on the pricing. But yeah, we did it this way because like shipping one like worldwide is gonna cost me the same as shipping the other 4 US. So the Patreon will be worldwide, yes. And signing up for the Patreon, there is a free tier on the Patreon if you want. So once again, if you want to enter for this one, you need to have a US mainland shipping address that you're willing to give me privately, and type I want a plushie. You have 1 minute and 38 seconds to enter. There will be 1 winner for this. And if you're not comfortable giving me an address, then don't enter, because I can't do anything for you if you're not. And it can be like a P.O. box, right? You know, it can be like a work address. I don't really care. If the person is in Brazil, they also need to pay 60% of the price in taxes and describe on the package what it is and what the value is. So if you win Shugo, I should write Tenho Umabamba. Tenho Umabamba! I only know that phrase because of that Pippa in the Brazilian McDonald's clip. 30 seconds. It will match my underwear. Your underwear is this dark? Naughty. Or dirty. I'm not sure which. Okay, that's it. All right, chat. Hopefully, the people that entered this one... The reason I did this separate from the other one is there's going to be some people that entered this one that didn't care about the other one, and there's going to be people that wanted the other stuff, but they don't care about this. So hopefully, whoever I am paying real money to get this to actually wants it. So, here we go. I am drawing... This is the 3rd one of these I've given away. After this, there will be 1 on Twitter in the near future and 1 on Patreon in the near future. The Patreon one will be a worldwide shipping thing. So cross your fingers, cross your toes, use a lifeline, phone a friend, poll the audience, do that 50-50 thing. Pick a winner. If I had a button that played an Applebee's commercial, I would do it right now. But I don't. K-Max Keys. Are you here? If you respond, it's yours. I'll give him 30 seconds, chat. K-Max says, what up? K-Max, can you please confirm that you have some sort of shipping address that I could send this to in the mainland United States? Just a yes or a no. Yes, sir. Okay. Would you like it signed? I'm fine either way. And if so, you want it like silver Sharpie on the back, or do you want like black Sharpie on his feet? Sign the butt? I mean, if he wants that, I could sign the butt. That's weird though. Silver on the back. Okay. Give him a tramp stamp. Silver on the back. Okay. All right. I will do that. So hang on a sec. I am... Let's see. K-Maxi's... okay, so you're on Twitch. All right. All right. I'm sliding into your DMs. So, will need a shipping address for your price. Can put it here, or you can DM me on Discord if you prefer. Okay, so K-Max, I'm in your DMs. Respond to me there, keep that conversation going, and we'll figure it out. Congratulations. Congrats, congrats, congrats. All right. Let me change this. Beep, 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 beep. All right. And that's okay. Make sure Muck is not a bot in your DMs. Oh my gosh. Do any of you remember Ace and Kirax? He used to hang out here all the time, but then he ditched me for Noxxi, and then he hangs out with Noxxi all the time. Asen messaged me today trying to sell me Mr. Beast crypto coin. And I was like, buddy, you got hacked. And then it's like, your message could not be delivered. You don't share a server with the recipient or their only set. I was like, oh no. So I messaged Noxxi, and I'm like, hey, I know Asen's been hanging out with you a lot. His account just got
An
hacked.
anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Sphincter Symphony.
Twitch thought that name was okay. All right. So I messaged Noxxi, and I'm like, yeah, Asen's got hacked. And at the same time, Shugo messages me, and Shugo's like, hey, watch out for Asen. He's blasting Noxxi's Discord trying to sell crypto. And I'm like, I know, I'm trying to warn Noxxi. So yeah, if any of you see Asen Kirax, he's really into crypto now. Sphincter Symphony. All right. All right. Watch the murder live on Discord. Flute put Asen down. All right, let's do this. Let's do this, chat. Hang on. All right. This should be pretty short. We'll go ahead and knock this out. All right. So we're gonna do, chat, the monthly Q&A. So for those who don't know, every month we do a Q&A. This is something we started a long time ago. People can ask me anything that they think I can answer. It could be related to gaming, it could be related to streaming, related to life, whatever. And I'll do my best to answer, as long as you're not like one of those 3 funky digits on the back of your credit card, yuck. I'll do my best to answer. Now, typically, I get submitted questions through the month, and I just answer them all at once at the end of the month. Don't have a ton of questions this time, because I've been doing this every month for years, so I am pretty much an open book at this point. How do dolphins sleep? Poorly, I would imagine, but I don't know for sure. So, without further ado, I'm going to start going through the list of questions that were already sent to me and knock these out. You guys can ask me more from the live audience if you wish to do so. Do you have a video of your hands doing your rotation? No, I do not. No, I do not. Depending on the rotation you're talking about, I do have videos of the rotation, but not my hands. I don't have a hand camera. Muck, not a real question, but a thought on deck of haunts. What if you made a room go around the heart and dotted smaller rooms going in? I mean, you could do that, but then anyone coming in from the outside, it would still just be 2 doors to the heart. So I don't know that would be really good. You have a lot of questions because you don't have a lot of questions. Shugo has no Patreon more. It's true. There was one day when I was doing a Q&A and it ended really quickly, and Shugo sent me a DM and he was like, these new patrons are weak. Because he usually would submit like 50 when he was a patron. I was like, oh my god. What's your favorite way to eat chicken? Salt and pepper. How much muck could a woodchuck... Wait, what? How much muck could a mukluk chuck if a mukluk could chuck muck? 42. Bring back the crotch cam. No. I got the Plushie skimmer mount today. It's not a cute. It's so cute. That's not a question. But yes, it is cute. Okay. All right. First submitted question. Jester, are you still using a 2-computer streaming setup? Does it fix your problems? Yes, I am. Hang on. Let me... Okay. So, back at my desk. There's the streaming computer. And there's the gaming computer with its fancy fans. I am still on a 2-PC setup. As you can see, it is very Frankenstein. But I had no help with this, guys. I had to figure this out by myself, and it was a monster. But it is still working. The cables, yes. Yeah, it is right behind my desk. They're almost back to back. That's hella cursed. It is, dude. Wait till you see. Hold on. You want to see cursed? You want to see curse? Hang on a sec. Where is my... God, I had to make documentation in case I ever have to set this up again. Hold on a sec. All right. This guy. Okay? To set him up, I have to go to Alert Subs and Bits and check the box to control the audio via OBS. Go to Audio in OBS and check the box to use the playback cable VB audio virtual cable and disable the Windows audio ducking. Then I have to go here, set the first one to monitor only mute output, set the other two to monitor off, go to playback cable and set it as the default communication device. Go to that device, check the box to listen to this device and reroute it to the headphones Corsair ST100 headset. And then go to recording cable under recording and set that as the default. Then go to VietoTube and set it to the VB virtual audio cable. With the capture card, I need two virtual audio cables. Cable 1 listed as set up from above, and then the capture card has to go to cable B output. Then HDMI goes to listen to this device, then cable B input for the VB audio cable B and continue running. And then the cable B input goes to the cable B output, and the microphone is set as the default. Then on the cable B output, we have to set it to listen to this device and copy its output to the headphones. And yeah, I had to figure this out. There's no guide for that. There has not been anyone who's ever set up a Mimuk before. So, could this be set up better? Yeah, probably. But I had no help. And I'm not a programmer. But we found a way to make it work. Using duct tape, sorcery, and prayer. Dude, I was in here like a tech priest. I was doing incense, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, we got it working. And now, when y'all play an alert, multiple things happen. So let's not do the Sphincter Symphony alert. That was horrible. Where is one? Okay, here we go. I'll replay this one. So now, an alert happens. And then...
Forgot them Mrs. Got Prime again. Have some Bezos bucks.
He reads it, but you also hear it. However, when we're in a game and we're playing game sounds, he doesn't move. That was insanely freaking difficult. And that took a lot of trial and error to make it work. Hold on, my boy just walked in. Just a sec. Okay. So that's an example of something that took me like a week of troubleshooting because I was like, I have an idea for how I want, like this program was not designed for this. This is a program that we got, hang on just a second. And the purpose of the program is for people who are VTubers. So if I do this, now he's responding to me. This is how this program is meant to be used. It's for like, I hide my camera and I talk through him and I hide my face. But I was like, I want him to sit in the corner and read out chat stuff. And that was the dream. And it took a really long time to figure it out. Wait, hold on a sec. Shoot. Hold on. Did I get it set right? Hold on. I have to do a test. Do this one. I'm testing to see if I just hooked his cable back up correctly.
Did you know about
Okay,
Prime?
he's good. He's good. All right, so yeah, I am still on the 2 PC setup, and I did have to set it up myself, and the problem is that no 2 PC setups are the same. Let me give you an example of a problem I still have that I haven't really spent a lot of time on. My microphone and my headphones are plugged into the stream PC, not the gaming one. So if the gaming PC crashes, I can still talk to you. That means if I play a game where they have mic stuff in-game, like Repo, I can't talk in-game. I would need to change my setup to allow for that. So right now, I cannot do games where there's mic input in the game. I can use Discord. I just have to open Discord on the stream PC, and then I can talk. Like last night, we played Riftbreaker, and I was talking to Nug Dug and Flute Girl, and I did it through Discord, but I just had to open it on the other computer. Use 2 mic. I don't think the answer is 2 mics, but that is a solution. I think that's a silly one. Wear an earbud from each PC. No. There are devices that you can buy that allow you to use the mic input to multiple computers, but I don't want to do that. But yeah, that's just an example of like something that could be a thing. Okay. What's more valuable as a new player, Legendary Relic or Legendary Runes and Sigils? If you're a somewhat new player, I would get work on Legendary Armor and Weapons before Relic, Runes, or Sigils, personally. Okay. You get a lot of questions about your setup, but how long has it been since you last upgraded your rig? Like last year? Not that long. You can do !PC and see a page that has all my parts in it if you want to browse it. What do esports pros do is they usually wear earbuds for game audio and a separate headset over them for the mic. Well, I mean, yeah, in my case, it would be 2 mics, not 2 headphones. Like any sound that comes from the gaming PC then goes through the capture card and goes to the stream PC, and I hear it, right? I'm hearing both PCs right now. Like, I can play sound on the game PC or on the stream PC, and I'll hear it. The thing is my microphone is going to the stream PC. The microphone doesn't go to the game PC at this time. Let's see. So the second part of the question was, does it fix your problems? The reason I finally went to dual PC setup is we had an issue, and we never fixed the issue, but we lessened the burden on the gaming computer, and so we're not triggering the issue anymore. And the issue was that the gaming computer would, the graphics card would basically freeze for a second. And this guy's program would crash, the stream would crash, the game would crash. If I had any videos open, that would crash. And the computer would come back like just moments later. And then I would have to restart all the software. And because the stream crashed, it was heavily impacting my work. Like if I have like hundreds of viewers and it suddenly goes to 0 and then we have to climb back up, that costs me money. Even just like ad revenue, stuff like that. So it was seriously hurting us. The worst was on I think it was the launch of Janthier. I crashed at one point. I lost like 8,000 viewers. That was a very costly day. Like, if doing the dual PC setup prevents one of those in the future, it pays for itself. So that's what we're on right now. So did it fix the problem? In a way. It made the problem stop happening. The base cause is still there, but we're no longer triggering it. And if it does cause a problem again, the stream PC should stay on. For example, one thing that kept overloading the graphics card is if I was streaming and I had the game open and then I did copy paste. Remember when we tried Blueprints recently for 10 hours? I was copy pasting constantly in that game and we didn't have a problem. So it was okay. All right, inbred cat, bread like a loaf of bread, says, how are you, Muck? I'm fantastic, thank you. Other than my voice, which is a little rough. Then he says, how's the family? Family is good. All the usuals here know there was a recent medical emergency with Gabe. He is okay. He has had a follow-up checkup yesterday, and he is expected to make a full recovery. But it was a scary day, but we're okay now. How's the Chip? Chip is included in family. He is completely fine. When I started the stream, he was asleep in the recliner in the living room. To my knowledge, he's there, or he followed Gabe upstairs. I'm not sure which, because Gabe just went to bed. It's always black magic to me how to use 2 PC at the same time. How are they connected? There's a device called a capture card, and the capture card basically sends data from one PC to the other. That's it. And then on the second PC, you can capture that data. And like, I'm using it as a video source in my streaming software. So basically my stream, hold on, I'm going to hide this. Okay, that right there. That layer that is now dark is the capture card. So on my streaming PC, basically the background of my streaming software is anything from the video feed from the gaming PC. It's just that right there. All of that is the gaming PC. This dude, the chat in the corner, my camera is all coming into the streaming PC. So if the gaming PC were to crash right now, it would look like this. We'd still be live, we'd lose the game feed, and that's it. But we're fine right now. How is Gabe doing? He's good. We just went over that. What'd you get for Christmas? Just some candy. That's it. My wife and I haven't really done gift exchanges in a long time. So it's really just about the kid. Enjoy the winter weather we had for Christmas. You mean like it felt like summer? Yeah, our winter weather here in Georgia felt like summer. It was it was nothing. Dude, like I remember I went to my my dad's house, my son's grandfather, for Christmas lunch, and they were playing Christmas music, and like at one point it was like, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, and we were just laughing because it feels like summer outside. What are your hopes for 2026? Just honestly, I feel successful these days as long as we're growing. So for example, I'm gonna, what is it, Social Blade? If I open my, okay, so Social Blade, this is, wow, what a pop-up. Social Blade, you can pull up any Twitch or YouTube creator, and you can see like how they're doing. And you can see like overall, are you gaining followers or losing followers, whatever. And honestly, as long as like, not day to day, but like month to month, as long as this number is going up, I consider it a success, right? And that goes for my YouTube as well. So like if I'm seeing, like if I were to ever see that like I'm, like usually someone who's like fallen off really hard, they're basically bleeding followers or bleeding subscribers. And I've not ever really had that on like a month to month. I've had days, like there was a few on that chart I just showed a second ago. But like month to month, we've always been growing as a channel, and that makes me happy. So I'm still making something that people for the most part like. You can't please everyone all the time, but you can please most of the people most of the time, and that's usually what I aim to do. I try to make more videos in the series that we have ongoing. Things like Craft Lock, Is It Worth It, Get to the Points, stuff like that. Anytime I see an opportunity for those. I tried, all of those are series that have been successful on the YouTube channel that I try to continue from time to time. And yeah, I just basically want to keep that going. Any other hopes for 2026? Man, I'd love to land the voice acting thing. I don't know if I will, but that's really been kind of like the bug that bit me, as far as like, I tried something new and I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Like, it honestly feels like I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons at a table with some other guys, and we're all just like really committing to like a goofy voice. It's really, really fun. As long as my voice can maintain. Shugo says, what kind of character would you like to voice someday? Honestly, just something memorable. I mean, something where I'm not just like, an innkeeper with a single line. I want to have a few lines, whatever it is. Like there's an in-between. You got like Henry from Kingdom Come Deliverance that had 10,000 lines. And then you got like some innkeeper that's like, hey, what can I do for you? Something in between. Give me a few dozen lines at least. I would love to have a few dozen lines. Something I could put on my resume, right? And it could be anything. It could just be like a normal voice. Like, for example, what's his name that played Verso in Expedition 33? That's basically how he sounds. The guy that played the dude in Dispatch. The guy that played Henry in Kingdom Come Deliverance. All of those characters, they kind of just sound like their creator. Like, they weren't doing a goofy voice. So, like, I don't know. If there was a character where I could just talk like this and just, act, that'd be fine. But at the same time, if someone was like, hey, we've got a chipmunk that, like, fell into a bag of drugs. I'd be like, let's go! I mean, that sounds fun, too. Yeah, I can be cracked out Alvin. Let's do it. I would love to do something silly like that. Your voice is very Asura coded. I appreciate that. So I don't know. Just honestly having a lot of fun with it. If I got the opportunity to do anything that they think I could pull off, I would give it my all. Right now, it's just trying to find a character that they think I can do. Honestly, there was one group reading I took part in where we were in front of a very famous voice actor. He's been in like 80 games, chat. If I said who it was, you would know. And we read lines in front of him, and then he gave us feedback. And mine, I told you guys, he was like, you're using a voice that's new for you, and so it sounds kind of rough, but the acting is good. And there was another person that read lines, and they read lines for another character I had applied for, but I wasn't reading lines for that. Let's say I read lines for Bill, but later I had also submitted stuff for Ted, but I wasn't doing a live reading for Ted. Someone else did a live reading for Ted, and I listened to him, and I'm like, oh, I just lost that role. This guy's amazing. Like, I was like, I'm up against Matt Mercer. Who the hell invited this guy? He was so good. He was so good, chat. I was like, I wouldn't hire me. Dude, after hearing that guy, I would not hire me for that guy. Good lord. So, like, yeah, there's some people there that were like, oh my god, dude, is this guy professional? Like, they're crazy. One of the people there was showing a picture of their setup, and they basically had what looked like a closet with the soundproof tiles over the entire closet. And it was like they would go in there, and there was just a screen and a microphone. And I was like, oh my god. Like, they had, like, as in my imagination, as professional a setup as you can get while recording at home. It was crazy. And, I've got a nice streaming setup here. Well, nice to me. But it's not like a sound booth or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, I have learned a lot and met some cool people and stuff like that. So yeah, what are my hopes for 2026? I would love to land a character. I don't know if it's going to happen though. Stop lying, we've seen the cables. The cables? There's a YouTube channel I watch of a guy who set up a voiceover booth at home. Yeah, we talked about setting up, like, honestly, one of the cheapest things to do, which would be kind of weird for me, is basically put blankets on the walls. Apparently that helps with, like, sound bouncing, is, like, hanging up blankets on the walls to absorb sound so it doesn't, like, bounce off the walls. However, y'all remember, I painted the wall behind me green screen to use it on a daily basis. So then I imagined, this is so stupid, I imagined if I had like a shower rod up there, and then there's like a blanket, and I could just pull the blanket over behind me for doing audio recording, and like have blankets on all the other walls, but then this one's on like a shower rod. And that way I could reveal the green screen when I need the green screen. I don't know, like that was just some dumb idea I had in my mind. But it's something. It's something. Or have a green sheet up. Funny enough, I used to have a green sheet type thing, and the reason I painted the wall was to get more floor space in here, because it was a 6 foot by 9 foot like coat rack type thing with a green screen green screen sheet that was hanging from it. That was my green screen for years, and then I changed to the painted wall, which freed up a lot of space in my room behind me. So yeah, I could do something like that, but we'll see. Honestly, if I feel like there's a future in this, maybe I'll take more steps on that. Right now, it's basically a streaming office, not a voice actor's office, but maybe I'll make changes, if I feel it's going somewhere. When you first painted it, did you accidentally wear any green stuff without realizing it? No, I think I look better in dark shirts, so most of my wardrobe is dark shirts, although this one, if I hang on a second, it does have green on the shirt if you look, because it's got the green and red for the logo, so part of the shirt does disappear when I wear it. But yeah, if I wore an entirely green shirt, I would be a floating head. How long until they make decisions on the VA? I do not know. But once I know something, I'll tell you. Like, the game is publicly known, but the VA work is not. Wear dark shirts every day just to make decision making more simple. It's kind of like the old cartoon characters, like Scooby and the gang. They all wore the same outfit every day. And like when the rare episode where it showed their closets, you saw that they had this like just 10 of the same outfit. That's me. I've got a couple different pairs of jeans, and I got a bunch of dark shirts that are basically work shirts because they're my own brand stuff. I just wear them all the time. If I record anything, I usually pull up my green screen even if the camera is off because it does make a noticeable difference in mic audio quality. Gotcha. I do, I mean, well, sort of. I already have a, right there, there's a window there, and I've got, like, blackout curtains in front of it just to prevent glare. So that wall is kind of covered to my left, but, you know, not really. Okay. I got the hiccups. All right. Seth says, did you ever end up buying Hot or Path of Fire for trust issues to potentially continue the Hardcore Craftlock series? I have not yet, no. I'm still, because of the Noxxi's long queue and my own voice going out, we have released 5 of the 10 episodes of Craftlock, the edited episodes, and I've written a script for number 6, but I haven't had the strength to read it. It's like 6 pages. And, you know, I do the, welcome to Hardcore Craftlock episodes. That's not even as, it's near that. I can't even fully immerse myself in that yet. So I'm hoping to heal more or recover more. What would you say is the most difficult game you ever played? There are games I've given up because I couldn't figure them out. I don't know if it would be one of them. Like, difficult. Okay, Sekiro was very, very challenging. It's the only Souls-like I ever put down. Silksong? No, I finished Silksong. So I feel like it's got to be something I gave up on, right? I finished Silksong. Did you ever play Terraria? Yeah, I cleared Terraria, and I did not clear Calamity mod, but I cleared, like, 3/4 of it. Most difficult game ever played? I don't know. Sekiro, like, Sekiro, for example, I remember I got to a boss, and it was just, like, a really long corpse run, and he had a lot of phases, and if you just, like, missed a single parry, you were dead. It was the guy that each phase, he got progressively more naked and more lightning on him. He was, very much like a skill check thing. But yeah, I put that one down because I was just tired of it. It was one of those things where I was like, I could probably beat this, but it would take tens of hours per boss because I would just have to get like that perfect run. Genichiro? Not sure. Why not Guild Wars 2? I don't think Guild Wars 2 is a difficult game. It's a fun game. But someone said, like, what's the most difficult game you've ever played? Like, Blueprints and Return of the Obra Dinn were difficult mystery games. Silksong was a very, like, annoyingly difficult side-scroller, but I beat it. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the best answers I've got right now. I thought you finished Calamity, but did integration in the middle of that somewhere where we were, literally speaking. No, I did not finish Calamity. I got tired of having to spend 30 minutes to make an arena for every boss fight. I got really far. There was a few bosses left. I did not finish. Have you ever gone back to games you put on indefinite hold? Yeah, but usually when I do, it's like, have you ever gone back to a game that you were like, it kicked your butt as a kid, and you're like, you know what? This time, I am gonna beat Link. And then you get back to that level. And then you're like, this was why I stopped. Like the water temple or something, you know? It's like, yeah, I've done that before. Like, I've gone back to a game I put down, and then it's like, I'm reminded why I put it down. I'm like, oh, it's not that since I'm older now I can bully this game. No, this game is just designed, and it's just a pain in the butt. Water temple's even bad. It was an example. Let's see. Stormheart says, what about a game's story pulls you in? If the writing makes sense. If there isn't glaring plot holes. Like, oh, the demons can suddenly decide that they don't want to eat people and they're fine with that? Oh, the wizards and the demons are having a pool party despite being at war for thousands of years, and there's probably a lot of tension built up there from them killing each other's family members? Glaring plot holes does not pull me in. Anything outside of that, probably fine. Have you played Subnautica? Yes. All of them. Yeah, there's playlists for them on the second YouTube channel if you're interested, on Mukluk Plays. Because there's Subnautica, Subnautica 2, and Subnautica Below Zero. Wait, no, Subnautica 2 is the one they're making. So, anyway, I've played the ones that are out. Whatever the ones that are out. it's been a while, but yeah, I played them. What kind of game mechanics or features can save a weak story? If it's just fun. Let me give you an example. In Guild Wars 2, for years, we thought Path of Fire was the last expansion. We were getting some Living World stuff, but for the most part, I was playing the game because the combat is just so dang fun to me. The story was, in my mind, done, and it was fine. I was playing the game just cause fun, okay? There are many games I play that are just fun, but the story is, like, non-existent. Or I play the game because the story is really good, and the gameplay is fine. Let me give you an example. Dispatch. Really good story. Very entertaining. Very funny. I can barely call it a game. It was like 90% TV show, 10% game. It was very fun, though, and I'll recommend it to people, but it feels weird grading it as a game when there was very little game. It was mostly a show, but it was very good. So that was an example of a good story saving a weak game, in my opinion. Let's see. Conversely, what pulls you out of a good story? This goes back to what I said for the last question. Plot holes. If there is a glaring plot hole right in front of me, I find it really hard to immerse myself in whatever's going on. Like if they're like, oh no, we can't continue, we'll have to go around. And I'm like, we can continue, we can go right there. Like, you know, like just anything that just seems obvious and stupid will completely pull me out of it. PoE has that problem. I still don't know why Katava is angry. Isn't Dispatch Twilight for dudes, though? I saw that YouTube short. Let's see. Would you ever want to be involved in creating a new MMO? Sure. I mean, I'm not a programmer or anything like that. I think the best I could offer is be a consultant. However, at that point, there's a lot of people that could do what I could do. Like, I could absolutely be a consultant for like a new MMO or something like that and give advice, because I've been playing MMOs since I think 2001. Ruins of Kunark, EverQuest expansion. That was when I first picked up my first MMO. So I've been playing MMOs on and off for 24 years, but there's a lot of people who've been playing MMOs on and off for 24 years. That doesn't make me unique. But would I be game to help out? Yeah, absolutely, if someone wanted to hear what I had to say about it. What job would you go to if this one wasn't working anymore? I mean, do what you got to do to pay the bills, man. I got a family to support. If I had to flip burgers, I'd flip burgers. But if I could get a job, a better payment, I'll tell you this. I don't want to go back to tech support. Like, the current me would rather do some kind of physical labor until I break from that. And then go back to something like that. I don't want to go back to tech support. But I can't imagine being forced to quit this or something. But I don't know. If something crazy happens, maybe if like someone uses Grok and makes AI Mukluk, that's going to put me out of business. Are there any that make you end a game immediately? Are there any? This question's kind of weird. Are there any that make you end the game immediately? I don't know what that means. Okay, the most recent game we played that I put down extremely fast was Where Winds Meet. Beautiful game. Combat was fun. The writing was some of the worst I have had the misfortune of experiencing in years. And it was like, I was playing it, and there's this little girl at the beginning. And chat, I have raised a child. This girl was infuriatingly annoying. And it's like, I'm an actual parent, and I was like, this freaking kid, don't touch me, get away from me, stop breathing my air. Like, it was, she was so annoying. And like, after an hour and a half, I uninstalled. I could not stand the conversations that were happening. Like, so it was after 90 minutes, I uninstalled the game. So, beautiful game, AAA graphics, fun gameplay. The writing and the talking was so obnoxious, I left. So I guess that's an example of one that just made me leave. She made me want to reach through the monitor and throttle her. Casual reminder of Monster Hunter Wilds 2. Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay, that one, again, beautiful game. I'm trying to remember my qualms with that one. I remember the controls were terrible. And the writing was pretty freaking weird. Like, because every Monster Hunter game I've ever seen, it's basically we go hunt the monster. But then the writing of why we're doing it doesn't make any freaking sense. But, yeah, that one was poor. I put down that one after a couple of hours. Wild's hurt to watch. I had to leave that stream. Yeah, because they advertised that it supported mouse and keyboard, but it had the worst keyboard controls ever. It's like shift spacebar to dismount. What? Shift spacebar? And it didn't even let you rebind it. Like, I've told people before, you can either have a game with great controls or a game with bad controls, but it lets you rebind things. Either of those is fine. But if it has bad controls and you can't rebind them, dead to me. Dead to me. Any mechanics or features that make you end a game immediately was the other question. Mechanics or features that make me end a game immediately. There's not many games I end immediately, but I guess Where Winds Meet was the most recent one, and it was just really poor writing. New PoE 2, sprint and dodge the same button. Oh god, Lies of P made that mistake. Sprint and dodge were the same key, and then later on they figured out that everybody hated that and they separated it. Boo. Boo. Nog changed his name on our Discord to Nug Dug. He says Halo win. Halo win. So Nug gifted me Halo a long time ago. That's one of those games that I'm not really drawn to play. But it's true I've never played the story. And I was like, I'm willing to if the viewers are there, I'm willing to knock out the story and try it out. But yeah, I haven't gotten around to it. I just picked up Guild Wars 2 again since 2017. I have a 2-month-old now, and I haven't had any time to play much of anything. About the only thing I could play and just put down when needed. I mean, it is one of the only MMOs that respects your time to that extent. If someone gifted me the Master Chief Collection, I would go for 100% achievements, no count. Have you played, or would you consider playing Soulframe? Been having a lot of fun with that one recently. Oh god, I think that reminds me. Someone... hold on, I totally forgot. There was someone that actually messaged me about Soulframe recently. Where was it? I can't find it. I'm looking through all my messages. Anyway, would I try? Okay, so I don't know anything about Soulframe. I know you guys have had me watch the trailer for it once or twice, and I know Warframe is the one where everybody is a sexy robot ninja. Soulframe, I assume they're still sexy robot ninjas. I don't really know them apart without looking it up again. IB says, I'm Mukluk, yeah, this guy. What's up? Soulframe is Warframe with different skin, same gameplay. Yeah, am I willing to try? Yeah, I've been branching out and trying a lot of different stuff. We played 130 games this year. Am I willing to try it? Sure. I don't know if I'll love it. Majora's Mask for me, I've tried 5 times to finish it. Got to the 3rd temple and just can't find the energy to finish it. I'm the Soulframe guy. Oh, it's you, I'd be. Hold on a sec. I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw your message. I forgot to reply, and then time passed, and I forgot that I forgot to reply. Where is it? Ah, I see you. There, hold on. I just bumped our conversation to move it up. Yeah, I don't... Here, hang on a second. Hold on. Here's a video called What is Soulframe? 17 minutes. Oh, God, 17 minutes. Oh, 17 minutes. Show me gameplay. Just show me gameplay. YouTube is like, ugh, Soulframe. Oh. It's like dry heaving right now. Come on, refresh. Play the mucking video, YouTube, please. Okay. Alright, we got dodging, we got stabbing. Soulframe's multiplayer, right? Like looking at that combat for 2 seconds, I think it's like a Souls-like. Just in how the combat looks. Isn't this like an MMO or something? Wow, this guy sucks. It's more like a Souls-like co-op. Yeet. Warframe is an MMO, like Guild Wars 1 is an MMO. Oh, okay. Oh, I like that spell. She just zapped him with a ball repeatedly. Honestly, it looks really good. Would I be willing to try this? Yeah, I'd be willing to try this. But you know what the last game was I played that looked like this, that I said I'd be willing to try, and I actually enjoyed it, but everybody else hated it? Avowed. To me, this looks a lot like Avowed. Which I'm sure Soulframe players are like, you know, recoiling when they hear me say that. Oh, it was like a teeth wall thing. That's kind of neat. She summoned a ball again. So she's playing a catalyst. She keeps throwing balls at him. Up to 3 players per squad. Avowed is that bad? No, I liked Avowed, but there was a bunch of other people that didn't like Avowed. And it's like some big content creators like Asmongold were constantly bashing it, so it became like the game to hate, you know? Kind of like Horizon Forbidden West. A lot of people bash on the Horizon game. I enjoyed them. I like the Horizon games. I had fun with them. There were moments, like it wasn't perfect, but I thought they were fun games. Koga Run Win. I don't know who Koga is. Anything from the VA Workshop that you can use to improve videos like the Craftlock series. Also, Divinity, Jet Dragons, Commander Win. Felt like Outer Worlds 1, good idea, not perfectly executed, but excited for more. At Muck, it's a digital extremes game. A lot of their player base treats them like they can do no wrong. Not true at all, but the important part is that they know when they need to fix things. That's good. Horizon's story is bad, but the gameplay is great. I thought the story was kind of cool too. Honestly, Mage as a shotgun was not my type of game. Funny enough, there is another game we've played that was called Wizard with a Gun. So I guess I've played 2 Mage with a Gun games. He was out of spells, but not out of options. That's right. That's right. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. I am checking something here. Hold on. I was trying to see confirmation about the thing that Ari was saying, like, oh, we're allowed to talk about it. And if I can, I was just going to tell you about it, but I'm not quickly finding confirmation. Hang on. Members may not discuss, stream, record, screenshot, or share any content from this Discord, including its channels, members' messages, or materials outside the server. I think I have to err on the side of caution right now. Yeah. Once it's public, I'm definitely going to just do a video, because the experience has been awesome. And even if I don't get picked for anything, I will do a video on just what it's been like and all the stuff, the cool stuff we did, because I think it would be a cool story, like how I did that video like when I went to Seattle. I would love to do a video like that, just talking about the whole thing. But right now, I'm going to err on the side of caution. I do not see a permission thing that says, like, hey, go crazy. When you say it like that, makes a difference as to whether or not Muck's plant. Muck, what would you say is your favorite Guild Wars 2 meta? I mean, Octovine makes my brain make the happy juice because we get to open like 25 treasure chests. Let's see. Favorite Guild Wars 2 meta? I enjoy ones where I get to play, you know, support roles, and support roles are needed. You know, one like the end of the Aetherblade meta, where, you know, people are going downstate constantly, or the either of the new metas in Visions of Eternity. You know, stuff like that. Airy Summer did indeed post the name of the game on Twitter. Let's see, hold on. Twitter, Airy Summer. Am I think I'm following her. And now Airy Summer is like me, another streamer who's applying. That doesn't mean she is like, she works with them. Or that doesn't mean it's okay if she's doing it. That's like if, you know, Teapot messaged me, or Teapot was like, hey guys, we can talk about Tyrion Fight Tactics coming out. And you're like, Muk, why aren't you talking about it? I'm like, well, I mean, just because Teapot said it doesn't mean it's true. I need ArenaNet's permission to tell you about Tyrion Fight Tactics. What's happening? I am looking. Hang on. Yeah, Nog, I don't see it. You can send me a link if you want to. I don't see what you're talking about. All right, just scratch that for now. Muk, you could tell us they're making Guild Wars 6. Yeah, it's gonna be Souls-like PvP RPG DVD for kids with ADHD. It's gonna be great. I just found you, by the way, over the last couple days watching a lot of Guild Wars 1 and 2 videos. You're popping off on the algo for me for some reason. I've made over 100 guides for Guild Wars 2, so if you got caught liking one of my videos, YouTube might be throwing all the rest at you. I'm sorry, not sorry. Watched your Rose React video from a year ago. Yeah, Rose needs to make more videos for me to react to. Muk, we know you're not a sports ball fan. Which kind of sports ball would you watch if you were forced to? Hockey or rugby? Because sometimes the players get sick of playing like with the for the actual goal of the game, and they just start punching each other, and it's funny. They're like, you know what? Forget this. I'm throwing hands. So yeah, one of those. Muk, would you play Brawlywood Indian Dark Souls? This sounds terrible. Hold on, I'm clicking this terrible link. Dude, what is this? You check your hair when you dodge? Jesus Christ, no. No. Dude, that's probably some AI generated thing. Anyway, okay. Did I exhaust all the questions here? Let's see. Hold on, checking. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, the last submitted question was just Nugdug saying Halo win. Alright. Where's the 1 hour dance never? No. I've seen that spoof years ago. It's fantastic. Alright, I think I'm caught up. What if cursed Halo? What if cursed Halo? What does that mean? Alright, let's just so you guys can keep asking questions if you want, but the video's got to end somewhere. So I'm just going to say the Q&A for December 2025 is done here. Thank you guys for being here, and if you got any more questions you want to submit into a future Q&A, feel free to do so on the Discord, or just yell at me when I'm live. Alright, there we go. Done. You missed my question. You know what? I will scroll up. I will look for your question. Where is it? Where is it? How far up is it? How about Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles? Seems more up your alley. What the hell is that? Hang on. Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice. What is Ivalice? Is it this one? That's it. Okay. Oh, dang. This looks retro as hell. Dude, this is gonna give me epilepsy. Holy crap. Definitely an old vibe to it. I see a big wizard hat. Oh my god, the flashes. Jeez. Dude, I'm gonna get a migraine just watching this. Oh my god. Okay, no. Just because of all the flashes, no. It's a remake of a PS1 game? Oh, gotcha. Ah. I seen that. Ivalice is the world. Oh, okay. Nobunaga's ambition meets FF. Alright. What have we got? Back in Guild Wars. Muck is a huge Warhammer fan who has a Skaven army IRL, and I'm interested in Total War 3. Are they a fun army to play? Yeah. Yeah, the Skaven, and okay, so the Skaven in Total War Warhammer 3, their whole thing is being sneaky, right? They're really good at ambushing enemy armies and catching them out of position and off guard. And like you could have, for example, have one rat army look really weak and exposed, then have others lying in wait and ambush. There's different rats like rat lords you can play, and their factions play very differently. For example, Clan Molder is all about mutations. They'll be like, I'm gonna give you some drugs and you eat this radioactive rock and now you've got more arms. But if you die, you explode and more rats come out. They're all about mutations and like throwing physically enhanced, drugged up rat soldiers at their enemy. Then there's Clan Scryer, led by Ikit. They've discovered basically warpstone weaponry, which makes everything from rats with machine guns to rats with nukes. And I do mean nukes. Then there's Clan Pestilence, which is all about like plagues and stuff like that. And they're well, I mean, it's basically, it's just plagues. It's just plagues and disease and stuff like that. So there is like they've all got the same base units, but then they have a lot of differences between them. Yeah, they're a fun one to play. They're a fun one to play. Monk, did you know there's an MMO in the works such Guild Wars 2 style combat, New World graphics, and WoW Mythic Plus dungeons? Because I don't. Wow. My first short victory was with Ikit going for Moldernex. Nice. I shall pass. Tactics games are some of the very few you could play as the other races of Final Fantasy. They have a huge world, but 90% of it you just play human. Yep. Mutt, can I draw your cat Chip? Yeah. Tons of people have drawn Chip. I've gotten a lot of really neat fan art of Chip. Got one that has been, I need to hang it up. I need to get a nail in the wall or something. There's one that was like a big painting that someone made with pastels a long time ago that they sent me of Chip. Have you played Mordheim, City of the Damned? It's good but hard and brutally unfair Warhammer game, really cheap price tag. Doesn't ring a bell. Let me see. That was like $2. Is this Warhammer? Yeah, because that looks like a rat ogre. Yeah, this is some old. There's a rat with like flintlock pistols. Oh yeah, there's also Clan Ishin that you can play in Total War, and they're all about assassins. They're all about sneaky boys. Mixed reviews. No, I've not played this. Let's see. I would bet Lunch Mutt couldn't get through 400 hours of story. 400? Oh my god. What are we talking about? Oh, FF14. I tried FF14. I played it for like a weekend. It was like a Saturday and a Sunday. And what happened to that one? So when we tried, oh man, my throat's tightening up again. I might not make it to the end. FF14, I tried it, and a bunch of people are like, skip the base game and use a boost to go to this expansion. It's like Heaven's Dagger or something. And I was like, I don't want to skip it. I want to play it from the beginning if I'm going to try it. And they're like, no. And I played it from the beginning. And I guess they were right, because I really didn't enjoy myself. There was a slew of reasons, but I played it from the beginning for like 10 hours. And I made... There's a class that summons a carbuncle. It was the closest thing to a pet class, and y'all know I like pet classes, so I picked that. And I jokingly called it the Carbon Pumpernickel. But I got the carbuncle, and at the time, I believe they've changed this. It was a summon. It was separate from you, you know? Now it's kind of like an evokers thing where it's like, you know, it's not a separate entity. It's just like a skin. But at the time, it was an actual summon. And it was the worst example of a pet class I'd ever seen. And I am comparing that to EverQuest 1999. Okay? It was worse than a game I played 20 years ago. It was like the thing did 1 damage, but it was area of effect and it aggroed everything in the zip code. It was like it was constantly trying to kill me. I had to hold still to cast spells, just like a vanilla World of Warcraft, and I had to constantly be careful not to run out of mana, like vanilla World of Warcraft. After playing Guild Wars 2, where you could move while doing abilities and you didn't have to stare at a mana bar constantly, FF14 felt like I was playing with weights and handcuffs on. There was also, I remember distinctly, there was invisible walls everywhere. Like, you know how in Guild Wars 2, you want to jump off a cliff? It'll let you jump off a cliff. It'll be like, okay, idiot. It'll let you do that. In FF14, if I was, like, running around in the main town, like, I couldn't even, like, hop the railing of a stairwell. Like, there was just invisible walls everywhere. And I remember, I felt very confined. It has Guild Wars 1 walls? Yeah, kind of. So, that was my experience. Again, I played it for, like, 10 hours... and then I put it down. It was just like a weekend. I played it for a weekend. Mug, play Space Marine 2 or Rogue Trader. Some of the best Warhammer games ever made. They're 40k, but still Rogue Trader rivals BG3 for me. Are you trolling me right now? Hang on a sec. Give me a sec. Okay. Alright, here's a 27-episode playlist of me playing Space Marine 2. Here is a 11-episode playlist of me playing in the Rogue Trader Alpha. Here's a 179-episode playlist of me playing Rogue Trader all the way to the end. And here is a 205-episode playlist of me playing Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader with all the DLCs installed. Yeah, so when I said, are you trolling? I was like, did you check to see if I had already done that? That's what I was giving you a hard time for that. So yeah. Now, I will say the only thing I'll add on to that is I played Space Marine 2 right at launch. It was very fun. I cleared the story, and then I played multiplayer like 1 time. So I haven't played anything they've added since then. Muck, would you ever DM a D&D session on stream? I love hearing you talk about when you used to DM. Would be good VA practice too. I would consider it. When I DM'd, we were using pen and paper. I don't know a lot about the tools, like DMing and streaming, there's a lot of like software you use, right? Like you're not doing it with like dudes around a table. So I would have to learn all of that. But would I consider it? Yeah, sure. Do a one-shot module? Yeah, maybe. Something like that. Have you heard of Wildermyth or Sunderfolk? Could play with a few others. I believe both allow you to host for others, even if they don't own the game. I have not heard of those, no. You can do it like dudes around a table? Well, I mean, I think you need, like, software to, like, show where the people are and stuff like... Like, I've seen Noxxi doing DMing, right? Or being part of the game. And they've got, like, software that's, like, showing what's going on. Things like that. I enjoyed both of those games. When I did D&D via Discord, the only tool we used was a bot for rolling dice. Muck, talk to Noxxi. There are games like Bleh. Like Bleh. What's this? Beautifully way to play pen and paper RPGs online. Bring your stories to life and embark on campaigns together with friends regardless of where you are in the world. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so the bottom line, like, there would be a program involved, and I would have to figure it out. But, so, yeah, big time investment. But would I be open to that idea? Yeah, I would. You tried Wildermyth before. Patron made you try it for a stream. Wait, did I? Hang on, let me jog my memory. 1 sec. Oh, yeah. The top tier of my Patreon is basically you can make me play any game you want within within reason for a stream. And I do remember this. It looked kind of like a book. You played like your characters looked like they were moving like between pages of a book. Yeah, we did play this one day. Yeah, it was good. Like I was playing other things at the same time, and I didn't love it enough to play it more than those games. But it was cool. We played it for one night, so 5 hours. There's also a thing called Theater of the Mind for D&D. I spelled it your way. Have you ever wanted to experience hallucinations without the use of mind-altering substances? Uncomfortable fasting or costly and time-consuming vision quests? No. What? What? This looks way worse than the other thing you suggested to me. No reviews. No reviews? This came out like 6 months ago. What the heck? Okay. Roll20 is a website / program, not a game. Google the definition. It's a method, not a game. Oh, okay. So that wasn't... Okay, so that just had the same name. What's the last game you 100%ed? Depends on the definition. If you went all the way to like the true ending, I'm reminded of Hades 2, which... I've played too many games. Hades 2, we did 93 hours. I got all the way to the true end. But, did I get, like, every achievement? No. No. Some achievements these days are... Like, listen, I have 1,300 hours in Total War. And I'm still missing a bunch of achievements. Like, some games just have the most redunculous achievements. True end, every achievement, every ending. I don't usually do that. Mighty Chicken, thank you for the Prime, appreciate you. Don't use Roll20, the site gets data breached more than the local tavern. Okay, so if I use Roll20, sign up as John Smith, I guess? Chat, I think I'm only going to be able to go until the top of the hour. My voice is starting to hurt. I don't think I should go till midnight tonight. So we'll just chat for a few more minutes, then I'm gonna wrap it up early. I get every achievement if I enjoy the game, but some games' achievements are just stupid. Yeah. Like, you know what? Hold on. Which Dungeons game was it? 91%. This one, I really liked playing Dungeons 4, and I kept looking for excuses to play more, so I started doing a lot of the stupid achievements. So I got 91% on Dungeons 4. 88 on Dungeons 3. These were really fun. But yeah, some games the achievements are just stupid. Have you ever played Enter the Gungeon? No, I've seen it though. War for the Overworld is like Dungeons 4. Yeah, use a throwaway email. Gotcha. The grind 1 million times or player achievements, muck those. Is Dungeons 4 better than Dungeons 3? Honestly, it's been so long since I played them, they kind of are blended together in my head. I can't give you a good review of it right now. I can tell you I enjoyed all of them. Dungeons 2, 3, and 4 I have a ton of time in. I enjoyed all of them. Like 80 hours. They're good games. See, Cyberpunk Grenade Achievement, still don't have that one. Cyberpunk, dude, Cyberpunk is such a massive game. Oh wow, I typoed the hell out of that. I have 47% of the achievements in Cyberpunk. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Cyberpunk is such a massive game. I got 88 hours out of that. That was a good one. Dude, I still, to this day, the Cyberpunk review video is still, for some reason, the one where... Oh, hang on a second. Pause this. Hang on. I had Mukluk Plays open. I've done over 50 game review videos, the Is It Worth It series. And to this day, for some reason, the Cyberpunk one is like the video that comes up when people Google for a Cyberpunk review. Look at this, 228,000 views. And most videos I make eventually flatline. Like, that would be normal for a video. Look at this, it's still going up. I still, each day, get comments like, oh, thanks to the review, I'm gonna buy it, it's on sale. Or, oh, here's a question, and I try to answer it. But it was like, this one's like the diamond in the rough, right? Because like, I made many review videos that flatlined after like 2K views. And for some reason, this one is still, like, this is 1.1K people who subscribed to me for Cyberpunk, and they never saw any more Cyberpunk. It's crazy. I got stuck in the invisible walls on Arasaka Tower trying to climb it to get the sword after I finished the one quest. I gave up after that. Oh no. I didn't redeem
a snail last night because you guys had plenty to handle. Yeah. You can owe me one. Since I won't be back in chat until next Mutiny Monday, I want to wish you, your family, and all of chat a very happy and healthy new year. Mukluk snail, mukluk love.
Thank you, like a snail. Appreciate you. Elizabeth, I have seen that video. It's the one about it was Silk Song, Hornet and the mount thing. I've seen it. It's cute. I've been here 2 years. Been waiting 2 more years for more Cyberpunk. If you haven't done the review for the DLC, I talked about the DLC. I think because I played the game and the DLC and did a review video for both. Time to celebrate with some escargot. Yeah. Get some lasagna bolognese. Some champagne. Yeah, it's good. Okay. I'm just catching up on chat. How many total Steam games do you own? Is that in my profile? 595. 595. Oh, I have 51 out of 54 achievements for Riftbreaker, apparently. What am I missing for Riftbreaker? Complete a survival by only using solar, wind, biomass, or geothermal. Going green. If I turn the difficulty down to easy mode, I could knock that out pretty easy. Build an extreme quality sword with 3 extreme mods. Excalibur. Ask AI, it won't lie. Use the search option. I've never used the search option? Are you serious? Oh my god. That's actually... Dude, I have 500 hours in that game. I'll find it the hard way. Moist Critical is actually playing Halo Reach right now. Oh my god. You can't use it now? I mean, I can. Didn't know you were an achievement hunter? I'm not, but someone just asked me about achievements, so I was looking. Do that last for the lulz. Oh man. I remember Flute Girl got an achievement the other night. The Great Wall of Galatea. She built a wall. Nogdog didn't get any achievements. He didn't build any walls. Okay. Vermintide 2 has some pretty easy achievements. You might have all those. No, I bet there's a bunch that are character specific, so I doubt it. 19 out of 26. Reach level 30 with Kruber. Reach level 30 with Saltspire. Reach level 30 with Barden. Reach 30 with Sienna. Complete a level as every hero. Complete Skittergate on Legend. Reach level 30 with all characters. Yeah, so I played a bit of Barden and Sienna, and I've played almost no Saltspire or Kruber, like ever. But so the only one I've max level is the Elf. Good night, Mocha Chat. Good night, Everest. Alright. Chat, I can tell my voice is starting to go out again, so I need to chill. Thank you guys for a wonderful evening. I'm going to wrap it up a bit early tonight. We got a lot done. We did the weekly giveaway. We did the Plushie giveaway. Again, there will be another one on Twitter and another one on Patreon. And we did the monthly Q&A. So there was a lot of yapping tonight. So as always, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Hit the follow button if you're on Twitch. Hit subscribe if you're on YouTube. There's links to both my YouTube channels going into the chat right now. Holy shit, the Stream Deck is working. Oh my god. It's been down for like a week. I don't know. And a very special thank you to our dear patrons. They keep this channel alive with their support. I could not do this without them, and there's a link to that in the chat if you're interested. Shilling complete, thank you for being here. Since I'm wrapping it up early, let me find someone on the Twitch side of Guild Wars 2 to raid. Oh, Iron Maiden's live, perfect. I'll raid Iron. If all goes well, I will be back tomorrow morning, continuing our brand new playthrough of Metro Exodus, the third Metro game. So that'll be the plan for tomorrow morning. And if anything stops that, I will ping you on the Discord. Have a good night. I'll see you there.